Hey guys, how are you? Those who are watching, thank you very much for taking time. Thank you for being here with me. And these transitions are always kind of like messy. Not necessarily a big fan of the way transitions. But I want to say thank you to all of you for taking time to be here. And I want to say to Agent 37, my friend, welcome. Thank you for coming to say hello. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have everyone here. So waiting for everyone else. I'm typing hello everyone. Getting all the stuff. Making sure everything is correct here. Alrighty then. Okay. There's always a little delay. But then again, my friends, I want to say to all of you, thank you very much. Thank you for taking time to be here with me. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Agent 37, and anyone that comes here. Welcome to this live stream, a Sunday live stream. Normally we do it on Friday. This week, I wasn't feeling good, so I want to say thank you to those who were patient enough and weren't here on Friday. But thank you. If you were expecting that, didn't happen. I apologize for the delay of the inconvenience, last minute thing. I wasn't feeling great. This week was really hectic at work because well, the previous week I was sick, so I was out of the office, not feeling good for my chest. And unfortunately this week we're in the middle of remodeling the building, the offices and everything. So everything is in the middle of remodel. So they were working of course on the paint, removing a lot of the old, the paper walls and all that stuff. So there was a lot of dust. And even though in this case, the company that was doing it was trying to avoid to make it messy, it definitely gets messy. So there was a lot of dust in the air. It was very troublesome. Then of course the paint, the primer, all the smell, all of that in the office, and we have to be there. So it's like it was something. And this remodel is gonna take weeks. So they say that they probably gonna have to close the office, for some days, and we're gonna have to work from home or something. We don't know yet, but it was. And of course on Friday my sinuses were kicking in. Of course I just coming back, trying to recover and taking medication, and all of a sudden all that smell on my sinuses, definitely, I suffer from allergies and sinuses, so it was kicking my butt. So Friday I was like, man, I'm done. I cannot even breathe. I cannot even take anything. So I was so tired, couldn't make it. Yesterday, I had this big headache in my head. Wake up yesterday with the same headache, and I went for a walk, all of that, trying to recover, taking medication. Today, thank God, I feel a lot better. So we can make this happen, and definitely I'm excited. And of course, tomorrow is Labor Day weekend. Well, Labor Day weekend. Hey, what's up, Late Night Trip? So it gives us the opportunity to really do it. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so maybe we can do this. And definitely it's exciting. There's a lot of things to talk about this week. I wouldn't say that there were many big companies doing big stuff, but there's a lot of different companies showcasing their stuff. And I want to really cover some of that because I think it's important. So to give you an idea what we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about the collectibles today. I want to say again to all of you before I give you the list, welcome to this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You're here for the first time and you like the content of this channel. To show your support by liking the video. Also leaving your comments, whether it's in live chat. If you come in the aftermath and you watch the recording, then you can always leave your comments. I reply to them as soon as I can. And let me know what you think about the stuff that we talk about, the things that we cover. As usual, at the end of this video, tomorrow I will have the timestamps for the video. So that way you can go back to different points. If you missed something, you can always go back and look at the stuff that you're more interested on to hear my opinion and what I consider about that stuff. So we try to keep it organized for everyone. So it's not all in disarray. So that's going to be available tomorrow. And definitely follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are in the description. Support the channel doing that. If you want to support also financially, you can do that through Patreon, or you can do that through the super chat on the live stream. Anything you provide, anything you can help really allows me to invest into this channel and trying to bring better quality content. and improve some of the stuff that we do here, because I'm a one-man show, so I do everything by myself. But in any case, I want to say to all of you, thank you. And now I want to go to the list. Of course, we always talk about the toys, the action figures. That's where we start, and then we move into statues. So today I want to talk about I want to start with Neca toys. I want to talk about they have a new Gargoyles Broadway figure, and I'm a big fan of the Gargoyles, so we're gonna look at that. Storm Collectibles releasing a new Kano for Mortal Kombat. We're gonna look at that. Kitzconcept, this company does a lot of Macross, Robotech figures, so we're gonna look at the stuff that they're releasing this week. Flame Toys, of always, they do a lot of the Transformer stuff. They also have the Megazord. If you're a Power Rangers fan, we're gonna look at these figures, diecast models, all of that. We're gonna talk about Hot Toys that released the Reva from Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're gonna look at that today. In the statues, we're gonna go start with Square Enix. They released a new figure. You're a fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake. They have a Tifa figurine. We're gonna look at that very quick. Kinetiquettes, they also releasing an Akuma statue. That's part of the stuff that we're doing with Street Fighter. This is within the 1/7/1/6 scale, a little smaller than 1/6, but we're gonna look at that today. Dream Figures, this company is from Spain. This is the first time we're gonna cover that. They're releasing a Darkstalkers 3 1/6 scale diorama. We're gonna look at that today. Figurama collectors from this company that is based in Kuwait. They're releasing a Vampire Hunter that was showcased some time ago, and people are excited. It's a huge piece. We're gonna look at that. Another company that from France that I have never talked about in this channel is Cartoon Kingdom. They're releasing a Captain Tsubasa 1/6 scale diorama. We're gonna look at that today. Sideshow Collectibles releasing the Frankie Reborn, one of the statues that we're talking about at Sideshow Con. Looks really good. We're gonna look at it today. Tweeterhead releasing the Masters of the Universe Legends Trap Jaw. A lot of people are excited for this 1/5 scale statue. It looks amazing. So we're gonna look at it today. We're gonna look at some of the stuff. Prime One Studio didn't release anything new, but they are releasing, for example, the Devil May Cry 5 Devil Trigger color version. This is a new, of course, is a repaint of the stuff that they already released for pre-order. We're gonna look at that very quick. Also, they got the Reverse Red Dead. It's now available at Sideshow. This is part of the partnership. This is also the golden version. We're gonna look at another company that this is gonna be the first time we're gonna cover in the channel. The name is Way Studios. This company is based in Korea. The owner is Korean. I don't know if they're actually there. I think they do some work in Hong Kong, but he's Korean, and they are releasing a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. It looks amazing. This company primarily has been doing all the Pacific Rim statues, so we're gonna look at that today. Beast Kingdom. If you're a fan of Beast Kingdom, in this case Beast Kingdom, anything that is a replica, they're releasing a Mjonir from Thor Love and Thunder. We're gonna look at this replica. Also, Hollywood Collectibles Group is releasing a net gun and dart that is part of the Predator 2. So if you love replicas, we're gonna look at that today. Queen Studios having a replica. If you love the movie A Little Battle Angel, they're releasing the in this case the body arm, the dull body arm from Alita. We're gonna look at that today. That was showcased out 2 years ago, but now it's on pre-order, so we're gonna look at it today. And we're gonna talk about Star Ace Toys releasing a Kraken bus. If you love the stuff, the monster stuff, they are also available at Sideshow. We're gonna look at it today. And finally, we're gonna talk about Regal Robot. Robot is releasing a Tusken Raider bus, and it's really expensive. It's huge, but Regal Robot loves, they do a lot of these replicas. So we're gonna look at this life-size bus. So definitely, there's a lot of very interesting, cool things that we're gonna cover today. And I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for being here. Now, before we get into everything today, before we get into the list, I want to kind of give you an idea. I've been doing this. I want to talk about this. Cowabunga Total Collection. You follow me. If you don't follow me on my gaming channel, I'm sorry. I ask you, please follow me on my gaming channel. I don't do much stuff there yet. Well, I was doing some stuff while I was working in from home, so I did a lot of live streams, but I don't do a lot of stuff there because of my work now. But I'm planning to get back into do more live streams, and I do reviews. This week we talk about this, and of course we got it and we play it for the first time. You can go on the description. You can look for JP Sari Gaming in the description. You have the link. And I will tell you, I love the game. This is a pretty good collection. I'm a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think it's a fantastic. I have so many memories with this game. And I'm telling you, I have fun with it. The only problem, and you see on my live stream when I was talking, and actually one of the people, actually one of the devs that work on this actually came into the live chat, and he was sharing some knowledge of the stuff that he did. He was part of the designer of the interface and all that kind of stuff, so he was talking about it, and he was there, which I appreciate that he was there to support the live stream. But I will tell you, definitely, the only thing I'm gonna tell you that I'm not really satisfied with the game is the online multiplayer. There's something that was so disappointing. I never got the chance to even get into a session. It was just I couldn't get in. It was always hanging in there. So I wasn't able to do it that on Tuesday when this game came out and I played it. So I said, well, I'm gonna wait a couple of days. So yesterday I tried to play, and it was the same thing. So I think it needs a patch. But if you're not as interested on the multiplayer aspect and you want to have all the games together in one collection, this collection is very good. It has a lot of stuff, whether it's the comics, covers. It has, of course, the, you know, a lot of content that it comes with it, and it's really awesome. And of all the games together for the first time, it is really cool. So I will say, recommend you to do it. I got it on the PS4. I'm probably gonna get it also for other consoles, but this is the first one I got. And I'm gonna get it also for my PC, definitely for the Nintendo Switch, and also for the Xbox. You know, I think it's a good game. It's a must. And the best part that it really doesn't have to download much to your, you know, I think it was only 11 gigabytes of download, which I don't think it was that much. So it's pretty good. And of course, I recommend it. This was really an awesome thing, and I really had fun with it. So I recommend it to anyone. However, now I want to get into another thing now that I'm here, and it's something that I have done in the past. And again, you know, before we get into that, again, please follow me on my gaming channel. Please subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. Now, I want to also do another thing that I've been doing on the previous live streams. Sometimes I do a haul. I share with you the things that I collect, and I want to do that again. I want to do that every week if possible. You know, not every week I get new stuff or some stuff, but I always add new stuff to the collection. So I want to add some of those things. Maybe you're interested on them. Now, I know I haven't done many book reviews in forever, you know, and I want to go back to it, but book reviews take a while to produce. That's the reason I don't do it as often, because they take time. You know, right now I don't have the time. I have the books, but I don't have you know, the time. That's something that I'm trying to come together to grip with. But it is the fact. You know, the thing is this: there is the complete Cyber Force. This, of course, the Cyber Force, you know, it from the 90s. This is the baby of Mark Silvestri. Now, this was part of a you know, I think, what was that? You know, a funding thing where you as for how they call it, but people that can, you know, support this project, and then you get a special thing. So they got this one for that project, and it comes, you know, some extras that you can add with this one. The basic was it came, if you went through that, through the, you know, through support of this program, you were able to get the, you know, like a, you know, this dust jacket. Which is not different. I wasn't crazy about the whole thing. I didn't sign up for it, but ultimately I got this one, so it's available right now. If you're a big fan of it, I will recommend you to go. It is just deluxe version. It's a just regular version size. It's not a deluxe, so it's smaller than an omnibus. So the omnibuses will be a little bigger than this. So this is not that big. However, I'm really excited. It has pretty much the first part, Collect Cyber Force 0. You know, Teen Men of War number 1 to 4, Killer Instinct crossover with Wildcats, which I love this, that they have these crossovers. Volume 2, 1 to 13, Origins 1, Cyblade, Striker, Cyber Force Annual. So, you know, this is something very good. If you're into the 90s stuff, if you love what Mark Silvestri was doing, Image Comics was doing, definitely you're going to love it. Of course, you know, you got Rip Claw right there, Cyblade, Striker, so Impact. That is what, I forgot the name of this guy. Heat Wave. That's Heat Wave. Of course, here also we have Velocity, who's not showing in this cover, and also don't remember which one is the other one. Ballistic, you know, which another character that I like. But there's many characters that were introduced here, or many characters that were kind of doing the crossovers. That is pretty cool. This is definitely something that I'm appreciating. The paper's kind of thin. And when I get the chance, I'll review it in the channel. But definitely, I'm very excited for this one, the Complete Cyber Force. And also, I know that because of now they're celebrating the 30th anniversary, of course, of Top Cow, 30th anniversary of Image Comics. In a few months, we're also gonna get the Savage Dragon collection, the first volume. So I'm excited for that, because that was supposed to come out like almost 8-9 years ago, and it never did. So, but at some point now, it's time for it to come out, and I'm glad, because definitely I'm a big fan of it. Silvestri is one of my favorite artists. Yeah, Silvestri definitely, it was a fan favorite back then, and it's nice to see this all collected. Definitely crazy for the 90s stuff, but cool. You know, it's very cool. So I'm glad that I have this thing added. But that's not the only thing that we had on the haul. Right now, the Nick has been doing what they call the what is that? The summerton or something? Not the holoton, but there's something about the fall, something that they're doing with Target. So this is something that I was anticipating. I was looking forward to it. I didn't pre-order it, but now it hit the store, so I was able to go there. So they got the Tale of Usagi Yojimbo, and I love this one, man. I'm a big fan of Usagi. I love the comics, of course. You know, the character in the cartoons back in the day. This is a beautiful figure, man. I'm telling you, I kind of hate to open it out of the box, get it out of the box, but it's gonna have to come out of the box at some point. Although I always say that because I have a lot of figures in box and I never have it. Hey, what's up, B-chan? What's up, my friend? So this is a part of the whole of this week. I'm so happy with this one. Definitely loving this this collection. I've been building this collection little by little, and I think I'm getting there, but definitely I'm looking for this one. Now, going into Target, another thing that really I was really anticipating, something that I was looking for a long time, and I could have pre-ordered through Big Bad Toy Store, but I didn't do it. But finally I saw it there and I took the chance. Of course, the Gargoyle stuff. I did pre-order Goliath, but now I needed the other figures that already come out, and Bronx was one of them. And this was the only box available. It had like a damage on the box. I don't care for the box much. But I got it. Really loving. Of course, Bronx is definitely a phenomenal character, and I love the sculpt here. And this was sculpted by Georgi Javkovic, which has done a lot of these figures, and he does amazing work. And I'm loving the design. Sorry for the light, but here you have it, and the window, really cool. Definitely. And he has, of course, the in this case, what is that? The wings, the closed wings that I need for Goliath, which is super cool. That's something that should have come with the original. But in any case, excited to have Bronx. And also, at the same time, found Demona there at the same time. They had a bunch of this. Actually, there were like tons of boxes. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, that's it. I'm going in. I'm grabbing them before they're gone. Because I tell you, my Target never carries much stuff. And when they do, it's like they go away so quickly. So I grabbed it. Love the detail here. Also, the same sculptor doing amazing work. Love the detail. This one comes with the long wings, unfortunately, too. But I love the detail. The paint job is excellent. These figures are awesome. Definitely, they're awesome. I love the detail. Love the weapon. This comes with a lot of accessories and different, you know, more than Bronx. But man, it looks really amazing. So really happy. I'm telling you, if you get the chance, I heard that right now they're gonna be bringing a lot of stuff, some of the older stuff that sold out, and so pay attention to Target this weekend and also next week. That's when they're running the whole thing with Target. So definitely I have these 3 things from Target, and I'm excited. There's other things that I'm looking for, but you know, hopefully I'll stop by and see what it is. Now, finally, we'll be getting a Gargoyle Bronx too. Looks great. It looks awesome. Yeah, it looks awesome. I want to open them. I want to review them at some point. I have so many figures to review. I'm sorry. A lot of stuff in box, and I want to really get it at some point. Now, another thing that I want to show you, and this is perhaps all the things that I had this week were awesome, but the thing that to me, that was the most awesome thing this week. This is the stuff that I wasn't expecting, but I'm telling you, Big Bad Toy Store has been running. They started to run a lot of like weekly sales and weekend sales, and they always pay attention to Big Bad Toy Store. I think they have so much inventory, they're trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. And I didn't know that they have this one. Well, I'll show it to you. This is huge. As you can see right there, Master of the Universe, Grayskull, the Grayskull Castle. Man, this box is so big that I cannot even fit it here. I'm telling you. This box is so big. It came with a shipper box. It's not really that expensive. But you know, I saw it once at Target, but I skipped. I said, whatever, I kept going. And I said, it's gonna be there next time I come, and it was gone, of course. So I saw they had a Big Bad Toy Store. You know, they have so much stuff that sometimes you don't know what they have, and they say we have it in special sale, so I grabbed it. And I'm sure it's sold out by now. Hopefully not, but just check. And I'm telling you, I love this one. The art is amazing. The box is amazing. It's not that heavy, but it's huge. And as a kid that grew up with massive universe, you know, that to me is exciting. Not only that, the art, it's awesome. These come with the shipper from Mattel, and of course came with a box with Big Bad Toy Store, so it's all well protected, so the box looks in really good condition. I really don't display boxes, but just the art alone. And I do have a lot of these figures, but most of those figures I still haven't packed in. I haven't even opened them, getting them out of the box. I need to do it at some point. I haven't had the chance. But I'm telling you, this is excited, you know, as a person that grew up with massive universe, and you know, do I need this? I don't, but I couldn't skip it. You know, it just as a child of the 80s, definitely this was a must for me. So this is what's to me the most exciting thing. I love the rest of the stuff I have, everything that we got this week. All of that is cool, all of that. But to me, that was the thing that really kind of made me excited, you know, like the most exciting thing. So I'm loving that. Yeah, the Grade School cast, a great pickup. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was awesome. And I was like a child. As soon as I saw the belt, and the box was big when it came, I was like, man, I don't know where I'm going to put it. But yeah, of course, you know, I'll put it somewhere. But I'm just to have it, just the box. I don't even want to open the box. I'm telling you, like, I know I need to open it, but I just feel like, man, that box looks awesome just the way it is. Everything inside. So definitely as a massive universe collector, I am definitely looking forward to it. So this is what we have this week. You know, I'm glad that I have these things and adding more things to the collection. It's figures, no statues this week, or you know, but and you know, we're building a collection some way, you know, somehow, you know, we're doing whatever, and it's cool to do those things, and definitely it's fun. So definitely that's what we got the whole for this week, and it's I'm excited for it. All right, let me drink some water before we get into it, so we can now go directly into the stuff of this week. Oh, trying to see what we're gonna do here. All right, my friends, but I want to say to all of you again, thank you very much for being here with me, and let's get into it. Time is precious, so thank you for being here with me this tonight. All right, so let's now jump into the stuff that we are going to cover tonight, and I want to go first. I want to go to Big Bad Toy Store. Now that we're talking about action figures, let's go to Big Bad Toy Store. And Big Bad Toy Store always doing some amazing stuff for sure. I want to make sure that, you know, everything is fine. Okay, everything is cool right here. All right, my friends. So here we start first with the stuff. As you can see, the weekend sales. This is like amazing. This, I will tell you this, $109.99 G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. Great price. I bought mine. I haven't even get out of the box. I bought it from you know, from Sideshow. I pay a lot more for it. I think it was $150, and it was a good price then. It came out, it was $200. I think it was $150, and then that was in a sale plus the shipping cost. Well, I'm telling you, you can get it for over $100, and you know the price of the standard shipping, which is $4. You know, definitely this is a bargain. And if you're into 1/6 scale stuff, definitely go for it. I think it's a fantastic deal. But I want to start first here with Neca. This is the new release that Neca has done. Of course, here you have the Gargoyles. They still have the figures here. As you can see, they have, in this case, Goliath. They have Bronx right there. They have Tylug. Tylug is available at my... it was available at my Target, but I'm not necessarily always been crazy about the character. To me, it's more like a repaint of Goliath as a figure, so I just didn't go for it. But I got Demon now, so I'm waiting, of course, for Brooklyn, Hudson, and of course the rest. Lexington, when it comes out, it hasn't come out yet, but definitely looking for whatever Sanatos when it comes out, which already is being showcased. But I think the first thing that we're looking here, of course, is Broadway. And I love this figure. It's only $41.99, which is the new price that they're doing. Of course, Goliath was $35 because when it came out. A wise collector says right there, says keeping your collection box is like saving your wife for the next guy. Technique, yeah, you're right on that. It is. That's how it is. You know, I normally don't keep a lot of things in boxes, but with figures, it's been mostly because I don't have the space to display them right now. So most of the stuff ends up being in boxes, and I've been stacking up a lot of things, and I've been thinking how to do it because, you know, I want to review it, I want to unbox them here in the channel, but I haven't had the chance to get to it. But I'm gonna get to it when, you know, hopefully at some point. If not, I'm gonna have to have a video where I unbox a lot of things together. That would be the easy solution to the problem, but we'll get to it, you know. And definitely it's because most of the time everything goes into storage, you know, so I keep a lot of things in storage, and I've been keeping stuff in storage for many years, a lot of figures. You know what I'm trying to avoid, but little by little you're kind of adding up things. That's how it is. In any case, we're looking at Broadway. I love the sculpt that they have with him. Love the portrait. You know, I think the sculptor did a fantastic job here. Again, the only problem that I see with these figures, oh, and they're using, of course, the Neca backdrop that they were selling for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, which is hard to combine nowadays. Hopefully, Neca gets to reproduce it again and sell it, and you can find it at the stores. In any case, here you can see the wings, and that's another thing that people are critical about these wings, that they keep doing that instead of having the closed wings as it comes with Bronx 4. In this case for Goliath. So people are saying hopefully they sell this as a separate package at some point where you can add these parts. But you know, besides the wings, I think the figure, it's really cool. It comes with the popcorn. Of course, this, you know, he was one of the, I would say, when you remember the show, he was for comic relief. Broadway was always like that, although he was also really strong. But he was, you know, all hard. That's who he was. And him and Lexington and Bronx together, they were always funny. And it also comes with a jalapeno, and he was always eating, so it has the popcorn and the chicken. I think it's cool. I think this is a fantastic sculpt, and I think for the price, and I will tell you, the figures are not that small. I think this is a perfect scale figure. And look at that with the new portrait. I love that enraged portrait, and definitely looks really cool with the, you know, and of course you got the bendable tail, which in my opinion is awesome. I think, you know, like, you know, one thing I would say about Neca is that the prototypes, the final product always looks like the prototype, or really close to the prototype. You don't really have as much issues as you do with other companies when you end up having the prototype looks nothing like the final product looks like nothing like the prototype. But I would say with Neca, you don't have that problem for the most part. Sometimes you may encounter some issues. This comes with weapons. I think this is a perfect figure. I'm really looking forward to add this one to the collection when it's time, when it comes. I think you see the different hands that comes with the extra hands. So you got a total of 6, including the hands that he has. You have, of course, the wings. You have his weapon with the mace and all that. I think this one can be removed. I don't know if you can separate and have in 2 different weapons. You got the little chicken leg. You have the popcorn, the jalapeno. So you got some cool stuff there. So it is cool for what it is. I think as a figure, it looks really looks awesome. And all right, so this is a very cool figure, and definitely one that I do recommend. All right, my friends, let me go back into some of the chat and see if there's any comments here that I can reply on. Is this Luis Mendoza? Where is a great place to buy the Queen Venom bus, and your thoughts on it? I talked about it before. It's, you know, I talked many times before, months ago. I like it. It's not bad. I think the best place will be a Spec Fiction. Spec Fiction will be the place to go. I don't know if Spec Fiction still has it, but you would have to check with them. It is awesome. I think Queen Studios does amazing stuff. I don't even remember exactly what I said about it, but when that came out, I did mention it and I did talk about it. It is good. You know, I think what the company does is amazing. They do amazing work. Queen Studios does amazing work, and this bus are amazing. So I'm nothing bad against it. I'm nothing bad to say about it. And I would say, if you're, depending on where you're at, the best place, the most, I think the place that I can recommend, and I have no doubt about it, will be a Spec Fiction. A Spec Fiction will be the place to go if you want to order that. But look at them. I don't know if it's on the wait list with them. I don't know if it's still available. You would have to look there. Now, April O'Neil, cough, gag. So in any case, now going back to what we were sharing here, let me go back to the figures. Now I want to go to Storm Collectibles. All right, actually go back to the beginning. Here we have Storm Collectibles. They also releasing now, of course, as I mentioned before, Storm Collectibles has been doing now this partnership with Big Bad Toy Store. Technically, Big Bad Toy Store is the only distributor in North America for them, and also internationally, because I think, in this case, Big Bad Toy Store also does things internationally. I will tell you, and they releasing this week this Mortal Kombat Kano 112 figure, and this is based on the Mortal Kombat 3 design in his outfit. And Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, you can count that as well. This is going to release on the first quarter of 2023. Now, this looks really good. I like it. It comes with, of course, his knives. The design again is from Mortal Kombat. Even though it says Mortal Kombat, this is Mortal Kombat. The design of the, what was that? The 2000, what was that game? 2016, 2015, I don't remember. This is the design of Mortal Kombat 3, and which is more classic design. It's not the original design, but it's a more classic design, and I think it looks great. They did a fantastic job with the figure. If you, the only thing, of course, with this one is the price point. I think now certain collectibles is being very expensive. Unfortunately, the only place that you can get them right now in North America is Big Bad Toy Store, because Bandai is no longer distributing for them, which is kind of sucks. But at the same time, you know, you can trust Big Bad Toy Store. As long as Big Bad Toy Store carries Storm Collectibles, everything will be fine. For the moment that the relationship goes sour or south, you know, hopefully it doesn't happen, then of course it's going to be hard to get them unless you go to a distributor from Asia, which is going to cost you a lot more money to distribute, because here, of course, you're paying the price that is given here plus the, you know, the shipping cost, which they do here in North America and in United States is $4. That's the base price, which is awesome. That's what I did pay for Master of the Universe, the Castle Grayskull, only $4 for shipping. That's about it. I think the figure looks great. I love the detail. Definitely, I love what Storm Collectibles does, and there's tons of collectors out there. There's even groups with thousands of members that they just concentrate on Mortal Kombat stuff from Storm Collectibles. So it looks good. Definitely, if you're into figures, into this collection, and I think the sculpt is good, and it comes with all the accessories, you know, the different faces. You got 3 different portraits, you know, the one with the smile, I like this one, the more serious one, the one he's yelling, his knives, different weapons, even the heart, so you can do the fatality. So it's doing all sort of things. So it's cool. I think this is an interesting figure to look at. Okay. All right. So now continuing right here that we are a Big Bad Toy Store, I want to continue on with figures, and I want to move to another company that this is a very interesting company. Let me see if we can find it here. I don't know. Okay, let me go back to the beginning here. The company I want to talk about today is Kitzconcept. Now, Kitzconcept, this company, it's actually the artist of this company, or the owner of this small studio. It's he is from Korea. He's South Korea, and he has been doing primarily what Kitzconcept does, and I talked about it before. It's concentrated on Macross and Robotech figures, models, if you can call them like that. Here you can see Kitzconcept Ltd. They are well known for what they do with this Macross. So you're into that. I grew up with Robotech, watching the cartoon originally. So to me, it's like, I love these things. I love these figures, and I love everything that has to do with it. Now, this week, they release, and actually this is already sold out here, which sucks because this is what went on pre-order. This was a special thing. I don't know what other store where you can find it. Maybe you have to go some other place, but this came out this week. Is a Macross BF. One is a God of Flame with Fast Pack Armor limited edition, $259.99. Now, these are not big figures, but what Kitzconcept has been known is because the quality of the products and the diecast elements of it. The pre-order sold out. It sold out quickly. It was really quick. It's going to arrive in November 22. And I'm telling you, this figure, kind of give you an idea for those who aren't familiar with this company, is not that big. These figures are not big. This is like 7.48 inches tall, so it's not big. It's not a big figure. It's made out of plastic and die-cast elements, so it has both. It transforms between 3 modes. So you have the different transformations. It has LED light-up function, highly detailed, fully articulated. It's limited edition to only 1,800, almost 1,900 pieces. Well, here you can see. I really love this one, primarily because I love the transformation. Now, this do so well in Asia that sometimes the numbers that they carry here in North America, like Big Bad Toy Store, they don't carry that many. So as soon as it hit, I think it's sold out in just a matter of 2 days or something. But it comes, as you can see, with some of the lighter features. I love the different transformations on full airplane mode, half plate mode, and of course full robot mode. It's cool. And I love the detail. And you can see the light of features. Definitely is going to sell well. There's still a big fan base of Robotech people out there. There's a lot of fans that love Robotech. And it looks great. So unfortunately sold out. But Kitzconcept, definitely look at the stuff that they've been selling. And they have other, here you can see other pre-orders. As you can see, they got the Macross Myriad Sterling. All this stuff that they're releasing. all 172. They also have figures. Everything they do here, it's pretty much, and the figures already have available. All of that is technically all is Robotech Macross stuff. It's all what he does. He also does other things like Monster Hunter World figures. But in my opinion, the thing that really keeps them, or the most interesting thing, or the thing that really attracted me to them from the beginning, is the Robotech stuff. And they're small figures. I'm telling you, small figures, but they pack a lot of detail and fully transformable and definitely light up features. All of that. That's the reason why they're so expensive. So I recommend anyone to kind of take a look and keep an eye on Kitzconcept. This company definitely is doing some amazing stuff. Now, while we're here also, a big backstory, and talking about robots and mechas and stuff, I want to talk about another company that I have talked about it in the past. It's Flame Toys. If you are into Transformer stuff, then definitely you're going to love the stuff that this company does. And here you can see the different things that actually this company produces, which in my opinion, it's awesome here. Now, let me go into some of this stuff here. I'm gonna try to do kind of give you an idea of the new stuff that they have released. Now, here you can see some of the new stuff that has been released this week. And we're gonna look at some of that stuff. First, I want to talk about this Transformers Karakuri Nemesis Prime Limited Edition. This is an exclusive for Big Bad Toy Store. $479. I've talked about Flame Toys. They don't play with the price. You know, when it comes about the stuff that they sell, it's expensive, and they're not big figures. This one is only 8.27 inches, so it's technically 1 inch bigger than the Robotech, the one that we just saw now, the Macross figure. And this one comes with made of diecast. It has ABS, PO, PVC diecast, so it has all the things that you need. Based on Transformers, as part of the Karakuri figure line, it's over 100 points of articulation. That's one of the reasons why you're paying here is the much articulation. And also has LED illumination. These figures are top of the line. Now, it looks great. If you have seen some of these figures, I'm telling you, they're great. There's collectors out there that this only thing they collect is this. And it's fully posable. Definitely, when people think about the prices of certain things and they complain, I just gotta go back and tell them, hey, look at the prices of these figures. You know, these figures are expensive and they're really small, and people are paying top dollar for it. So if they are paying that much money for something so small, you know, what is it that people complain about statues, for example, you know, on different scales? You know, it's I think at the end of the day, it's just a matter of perspective. You know, it's not necessarily the scale of things or the size of things, it's just the detail and everything that goes into producing these little pieces. And you know, these companies, they produce very small numbers, small quantities of these figures. They are highly detailed. They're not your average Hasbro, in this case, or Mattel stuff that is mass produced in big factories. They have smaller factories and they produce smaller numbers. And there's a lot of detail that goes into putting these pieces together. That's where the price is. And definitely another thing is the factor of the demand. You know, people want this more highly detailed, highly posable figures that definitely are not just your average Hasbro figure. You know, this have so many things to do. You cannot transform into a vehicle, but you can pose it in so many different ways. And I think that's the reason why they're so popular in Asia, and they're becoming very popular here in North America. They've been very popular and they're doing well here too. So this figure definitely has a lot of great detail, as you can see. And there's a lot of pictures. I think we're going, this is another one here with the Optimus. Cool pictures, all the accessories that come with it. Definitely there's a lot of weapons. But yeah, it is not for the faint of heart with that price point. It's really expensive. Now, another one that they released is this Transformers Victory Kurokarai Kuri, the Victory Leo. This is a reissue figure that I already had in the past. And look at this one, also comes with a light-up feature. And the fact that it's reissues means that it did well, the original, so they're reselling it. This is the more modern, you know, Transformer stuff. Really cool figures. And this one also transforms and with this other figure that I talk about. I forgot the name of this one, but I talk about it. So they created this master monster figure together. They combine. So there's a lot of cool things that they're doing with this Transformer stuff. It's amazing how popular they are in Asia. And this whole line that they've been doing here, it's really, really cool. It comes with the cannons of, again, it has die-cast elements. It has light-up feature. This one assembles right there with the Star Saver, which I talk about. Is this one is already sold out, but this one is gonna combine with this one, and definitely expensive. Now they got this RC model kit. This is just a model kit that you have to put together, but these are pre-painted models. And definitely this modern take on RC, a very sexy take on RC, definitely like that. But if you're into the what in this case this company's been doing, this really looks amazing. Like definitely the figure looks good, you know, for a small figure, and they put this sexy poses here, which is kind of weird at the same time. But it looks really awesome as a figure, and definitely is gonna sit well and fit with the rest. And it's just a model. It's not a big model. When you look at that, it's just 6.30 inches. I think the price is excellent for RC. But yeah, it's a model that is all made out of plastic. There's no die-cast elements here. So you have to understand this. Flamethrowers also sell like the full plastic stuff, and that's cheaper. But if you want the more high-end stuff, the one with die-cast and all the elements, definitely you go for the more expensive one. So another piece that they released on pre-order is this one, the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Go Karakuri Combined Dino Megazord. This is another one, $439. So you're a Power Rangers fan, this definitely looks amazing. Again, this is not necessarily, when they do with this line, they do their own take. They actually take some liberties on the source material, but they add their own thing. And I think it's cool the way they do it, the flair they do it, for, you know, mecha fans, robot fans, people that like this type of figures. It is something cool about it, you know, like you can do many poses with them. They're expensive because the materials that they contain, high-end. Again, they're not for everyone. You can transform it in some way. Not fully transform, but you can do a lot of things with it. So definitely you're paying for it. You're paying for that. It's not necessarily my cup of tea. I would not pay that much money for a figure like this, but I totally understand. And the reason why I talk about it here on the channel is because I think there's a lot of potential in these things. And it's beautiful to see the art and what these companies are doing, and which is unique and different. And definitely it needs room, you know, for people to know, hey, look at the stuff that they're doing. So you add all these different parts that come into there to create the Megazord, which I like the fact that they have all the different elements combining, and you can combine to create the big Megazord. And you can see all the pictures and all the different parts together. That is really, really cool. The figure is cool. So yeah, price is up there. You know, it's expensive, but make no mistake, this company has a fan base. And they do really good with their figures and their models. They also have G.I. Joe stuff, Transformer stuff. So they do work with a lot of stuff that has to do with, you know, Hasbro. And definitely they're very, very popular. And a lot of those figures, they sell pretty well. And now you can see that here, some of the prices, the reissue of the Victory Leo was $359. And of course, now the original, and now the reissue is $439. So yeah, there is a price that you have to pay. You know, because of the way things are in the world, which is sad, but you know, companies sometimes don't have that control. You know, price has to go up. All right, my friends, I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for taking time. Those who are watching this right now, appreciate it. We're going through the figures. Let me drink a little bit of more water here. Oh, water feels so good. Oh yeah, it feels good. All right, so going back to the figures, I want to talk about one more figure before we get into statues. And for that, I want to come to Sideshow. We're going to talk about Hot Toys. Of course, Hot Toys is always in the conversation because they always release some stuff. You know, sometimes, you know, they do well and sometimes not so well. You know, it depends a lot on the appreciation of certain characters. But I want to talk about this one right here, Reva. This is, of course, the third sister. If you watch the show Obi-Wan Kenobi, I've talked about it before. I think the show, there are things I like about the show. There are things that I didn't like about the show. And I will tell you, Reva wasn't a character that I really care much about in the show. And I know that most people feel the same way. Of course, people are going to try to point, they say, well, Disney is woke because they're bringing this character. She's overpowered. She's that. You know, like, I would say that I wouldn't go like that because, of course, I'm not the type of person that likes to say, you know, like some people, they like to make the extreme thing, you know, like they want to always go extreme about the criticism about certain things. And they go on social media and they try to make it bigger and they make these videos of what it's all about stirring the pot. And people come with their own biases and they complain about the actors. I don't have a problem with her. I think she was fine. I don't think that Disney really gave her enough room for her to really develop the character the right way. So I wasn't crazy about her. However, that doesn't diminish the work of Hot Toys. You know, some people like her, you know, that's fine. You know, I wasn't crazy about her. I think her life story there was not really, it was kind of shoehorn into the whole thing, and it wasn't done properly. Like her own story, her own motivation, all of that. I think that's a failure on the direction of the show. Ultimately, the best part of the show was the ending, which has nothing to do with her. She wasn't involved in that. But here, I will tell you that Hot Toys has done a fantastic job in bringing this actress to life. It looks really, really good. This is going to release, according to this, between October of next year and March of 2024. Knowing Hot Toys, it might take even longer, so don't hold your breath on this one. $260, I think it's a fair price. Now, this figure, and let me look at some of the details or some of the description to know what comes with. You know, it has an LED lighted red double-bladed lightsaber, so it has all that. It's power operated. So it has a lot of things here, all a projector, all of that. So now going back to the figure, I think the likeness with the actress, the portrait, is spot on. They did a fantastic job with this portrait. It looks like her and it looks awesome. It is really, really well done. No doubt about it. Fantastic job with this one. You know, I know some people are gonna hate on the character or gonna hate on this, and they're gonna say why they do this garbage figure. I even read the comments, and my mind is like, the figure is not garbage. Just because you don't like the character, that doesn't mean that the figure is garbage. I think Hot Toys did a fantastic job in bringing the likeness to life. The portrait is excellent. This is the thing where I would say Hot Toys has come a long way. It continues to improve every time with a lot of these figures. The portraits are coming out amazing. The detail is amazing, and they did that with this figure. Even the clothes, their suit, all of that. She even have some curves and all of that. You know, like the actress is, you know, curvy, so they did the curves on the figure. Look at that. It's not your, like some of the other figures that I've seen, like they have done in the past when we did the Black Widow, all these figures. Sometimes they feel like they look like Barbie dolls. Like they look like unnaturally proportioned. But here I feel that she has some really nice proportions, and based on the actress, I don't know how they're doing this. Of course, probably, I don't know if it's a new body type they're using or some padding that they're adding, the fat suit that they normally put inside the figure with the body, just to kind of give her that body shape. But she has a body shape, and I think that that's awesome that they're doing this, because ultimately you want the figures to look like the actress. It's something that I would say Hot Toys has not always been good at those things with the different body types that they have used in the past, but I think other companies are improving on those aspects, and they're actually pushing Hot Toys to really have a likeness in the body, to make sure that the body is accurate with the actor. Not only the portrait, because the portrait is one thing, but also you want to have a body that really is close to the body of the actor, of the actress that they're representing. And I will tell you that I think they have done a fantastic job with this one. She looks great as a figure. Even though I may not be crazy about the character, I'm not gonna be saying nothing wrong, bad about the actress, because she's just doing her job. It's not like she's a bad actress. She's a good actress. She has been in other great things, but it's just, you know, unfortunately in this show, you know, she wasn't given enough room for her to grow and develop as a character. Even the motivation that she was given as a character wasn't that great. But here you can see with the lighter feature, that looks awesome. That looks really good. It's a nice figure for sure. And you know, if you're really already building this, and I know that there's a lot of completion, and this is not for everyone, but those who really love, and I really love those two of the lightsabers, the two blades on it, and the lighter features for both. And that is cool, and you kind of separate them, of course, and all that. That is awesome. Here it comes with, of course, with all the different parts, the holograms, all that. I don't care much about it, but I really like the different parts and the LED lightsaber. And it's powered by a USB, which is awesome. You know, that's something that now they're moving from the batteries into the USB power. I think that is a new thing that they're doing, and it's fantastic. I love that they're doing that now. I think it's a great figure, no doubt about it. It's not for everyone, definitely not for me. But if you are into Hot Toys and you appreciate the craft, then definitely that's something worth checking out. If you love her character, by all means, you know, I think that the option is there, and that is really, really cool. All right, my friends, we are looking at this, what time it is. Okay, so we're now gonna go into the statues, into the statue stuff. Let me drink some water. All right, I don't see much coming, so that means that we can move on. If you have anything to say, you can share your opinion. Again, I always ask you, please don't forget to like the video. If you're watching this video, like the content, subscribe to the channel. If you're here for the first time, you encountered this and you like the content, just subscribe. Also, leave your comments in the below. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow JP Sari. You can just search for JP Sari, or support the channel financially through Patreon. Also follow me on my gaming channel, as I was asking early on, if you love gaming content. All right, my friends, let's move on. And I want to go to, now that we are again at Sideshow, now going into the statue stuff, I want to move to figures. So let's see. I want to talk about this one. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy, you love their Square Enix figure. I know a lot of people don't hate Square Enix, but Square Enix is a company that we can respect. Now, they produce what they call the static arts. These are figurines. They're small figures. They have, if you're a fan of Tifa, they have this Tifa Lockhart sporty dress version. And of course, this is Final Fantasy VII Remake. And this is a very small statue. It's going to release sometime between July and September. I went on pre-order this week, $200. I found this prices for this figurines expensive. At the same time, when you think about the stuff that we just look at, the flame toys, you realize prices, prices are up there. Sometimes it depends on the production thing. Now, these are not big. This is a PVC statue. Of course, has no die-cast elements like the other one. It's only 6.46 inches, so it does have a little bit of height, but it's not really like, oh my god, super big. It's just a small figurine. Now, I think it's pretty. I like the concept. I like the, she's sitting on that chair. Of course, she's on that dress. And she looks sweet. Like, it's a really nice take. And I know some of my friends that I have they love this type of figurines. They are fans of Final Fantasy. Definitely they're gonna love this one. I think it's a very interesting price point. I would say I would price no more than 150 in my opinion. But at the same time, I think it's a really nice figure with a lot of detail. And I know some people are gonna love it. If you're a fan of Square Enix, you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you're looking for something very small to display, you already have, this collecting this type of figurines or figures, so definitely look at what Square Enix is doing. And I have talked about Square Enix here before, the stuff they've been selling through Sideshow. Of course, they got all these figurines, they have all the statues, which are technically more like action figures, that they're kind of like statues, but they have a lot of stuff based on their properties, of course. A lot of figurines and a lot of, different figures. But this is really interesting, kind of cool what they've been producing lately. And again, the fact that now it's been produced by Sideshow. Well, it's sold by Sideshow, which is kind of interesting. So it is cool for what it is. If you're a fan of it, I like the portrait that they have with this character. Now I want to go to another company. We're gonna move from Sideshow for the moment. I want to come to Kinetiquettes. Kinetiquettes is a company that we have talked in the past here. This company is based in Singapore. Now Kinetiquettes was but recently, we talk about it too by Mighty Jacks, another Singapore company, a big company that so it's part of this now new conglomerate of different companies. And they've been doing amazing work, and they just released this Battle of the Brothers Akuma. Initially, when they started with Kinetiquettes, they started doing a lot of Street Fighter stuff, and that's how they got known. Their Ryu and what was that, the Ru, or whatever you gotta call it, depending on the language you speak, and Can. And of course, now they have, that was the beginnings of this company, and a small company, which now they have this Akuma, which in my opinion looks really, really cool. Let me see if we can find it here. Battle of the Brothers right here. So let me look at this one now. Coming to this page. Here's this is technically a companion piece to this other two, and it's so nice that they're actually coming out with this one. Let me look at some of the detail. This is the complete Battle of the Brothers diorama. Initially, it was set up to be 3, but it was not completed. Of course, perhaps it was because of financing. Who knows? Now that is money flowing through this company, we're gonna get to see a lot more from Kinetiquettes. So I would say stay tuned to Kinetiquettes. I think this company is gonna bring a lot more stuff. Now here is the diorama initially included all 3 characters of Akuma, Ryu, and Ken. This dynamic detailed diorama depicts Akuma about to do his signature move on Shun Goku Satsu. This excluded version of the diorama comes with an additional swap out torso. So technically, what they're doing with this bundle, you can buy the 3 of them if you buy directly from them. It is not cheap at all. Like you can choose a payment plan, or you can make the full payment. You have to pay the deposit. So let's see, we can do that option. Full payment. So definitely it's gonna be almost, you have to pay today $1,300 for the whole display. Now, Ken and Ryu are sold out. So if you really want to have this one, this is the time to do it. Or you can choose the payment plan. Now looking at the, or you can actually just buy, and this is just for the bundle, or you can just simply buy Akuma. I think Akuma probably is, no. The Ken Master sold out. I know Ryu is sold out. So those pieces were sold out a long time ago. But you can buy this one. I think you can also just buy Akuma by himself. Let me see if we can get the pictures here. I really like this. I think, of course, you know, like when I compare, this came out some years ago. So maybe it's not as, you know, it was based originally. It was not released. And I really love what they have done with this piece. I love the musculature of Akuma. He looks, you know, really good. And, man, he looks massive. Look at that face. I really like the face, but you know, I would say that this one we are getting to see better depictions of Akuma. But one thing I would say with this one is that it comes with the two different torsos. I like this one and I like this one as well. So they got the one without the, you know, with his, I forgot how they call it, the kimono. And now he has this one. It looks really, really cool. And of course, he's with Ken. So you can display it different ways. You can do this fight. I really like the way they did it here. And you can actually do different displays, which is amazing about this one, is that you can come up with different ideas to do this display. Again, you're paying $1,300, but if you pay $1,300 right here, you get in the whole bundle. So you get in the 3 pieces. I think that's the best part of this. If you miss on the other 2, this is your time to actually get in before they're completely gone. So this is technically a new edition that is just to complete this bundle. And here you have Ken. And it's kind of cool to see it now, because this was the vision from the beginning. They didn't get to finish it. Well, now they're going to complete it. And this was originally the exclusive interchangeable hits also. You had different hits. So this is the whole bundle that has also the exclusive interchangeable hits for each character, which is awesome. Really liking this one. Now, you said Apex Legends figures. You're talking about Kinetiquettes. They do have the license with Apex Legends, but I don't think they have done anything yet with it. But they acquired the license. So, yeah, they do have a license. That doesn't mean that they have it yet. Or, you know, I think that's something that they still, it's in the process, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me go back to here. Oh, you're talking about them, Apex? If they have Apex, I'm not sure if they do. Now that I come to think of it, but I don't know if Kinetiquettes does, but I know Kinetiquettes is getting into new licenses now that they get the chance. Now let me look at the exclusive alpha. Okay, so this is just if you want to just get the figure, if I'm not mistaken. If you're only looking for the figure, you can pay the full payment, which is $499. If you're only looking for the figure, you pay $500. So you have to come here to Kinetiquettes and order directly from them, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen this figure at Spec Fiction yet. I don't know if they're gonna have it at Spec Fiction, but definitely come here if you're only looking for this Akuma. Now, for that, give you an idea of the dimensions, additional information. Let's see if we can see it. I don't know if there's anything. It only tells you about the price. Then kind of give you an idea. Well, remember, these were not really that big of figures. They were within the 1.7, 1.8 perhaps. I don't think they were fully 1.6 when they came out, the Rio and the... My good friend, what was that? Chris Bales, B. Muda, reviewed them, if I'm not mistaken, some years ago. So... good to know. I just wanted to show you that, for those who are interested on this kind of thing. If you're really a fan of Street Fighter stuff, definitely look at this stuff from Kinetiquettes. If you want the whole bundle, I think. If you have missed on the others but you're interested, definitely that's the whole bundle right there. The opportunity to finally own it. It's always there. Okay, looking at some of the comments here. Okay, so we have this one. All right, so now I want to move to another company, and for that I'm gonna go to a Spec Fiction. I want to go to Spec Fiction. I want to talk about this company here. talking about, no, still talking, we're still within the 1/6 scale. We're going to go into the 1/6 scale stuff. I want to talk about a company called Dream Figures. Here you can see, and definitely we're still going within the same theme of Capcom stuff. I want to talk about this company, Dream Figures. Now, Dream Figures is a company based in Spain. They're doing a lot of stuff, particularly with Capcom. And they're starting there, you know, I support these companies because I love small companies. Small companies bring so much to the table. I have to always talk about this. I think small companies, when they come, they bring their own passion. They bring excitement to the hobby. You get to see a lot of new items and things that normally you don't get to see if it wasn't for small companies hungry to do things. And I think this Darkstalkers 3 Morrigan and Lilith 1/6 Kildorama, I think the price is fair, $700. It's going to release in the fourth quarter of 2023. And this company is one that definitely we need to pay more attention. So let's say, for example, I'll give you an idea. If we come to Facebook, just to give you an idea of the company. Waiting for this to load. Right there, Dream Figures. This company here, right here, based in Spain. They do interesting statues. They're coming strong. They start doing a lot of stuff. They also have some other different projects that they've been doing on their own for other things, like you know, for other franchises with there is in gaming, but also some manga stuff, anime stuff. So, and this Darkstalkers 3 is the thing that they really are pushing right now. But they do also some other things, your own concepts, ideas, and definitely follow this company, Dream Figures, on Facebook. I think this company is going to do something very interesting. And definitely, I love with companies from some countries that normally don't get as much, or they don't have as much representation. They get the chance to bring stuff like, you know. And also, another thing that they do, they also carry stuff in Spain for others. They distribute for, like, if I'm not mistaken, they distribute in Spain for Infinity Studio, so they also distribute for other companies. But in any case, going back to this figure, and made out of polystone, polyurethane, and resin, so it has everything. I think it's cool. I will tell you, it's a different concept in the sense that both characters together, also based on a cover, if I'm not mistaken, in some of the art that we have seen in the past, Darkstalkers 3. And I think they have done a fantastic job in really recreating both characters together. It's a very unique take. It seems to have a light-up feature in the background, which is also cool. Yeah, it does have a light-up feature. That moon lights up, which is really a nice concept. I think it's really cool as a 1/6. It's very different, very unique. Where you got Lilith right there, Morrigan right there. We have seen so many statues from Morrigan. I think, you know, if you compare about other Morrigans, there's some really great Morrigans out there. But I think with this, it's a great price for two pieces together. And this gives an idea. Definitely for the big fans of Morrigan and Darkstalkers and Capcom, definitely this is a great piece to have in a gaming collection. And definitely the light-up feature there looks really, really cool. So I will say keep an eye on this company. Dream Figures is a company that definitely is doing something very unique, very stylized, and definitely a company that they need some, you know, some love if you can give it to them. Now, I want to talk about this other company right here, which is Figurama. Figurama, this company, they do a lot of stuff in Asia. Figurama does amazing work. The company is based, the owner is from Kuwait, so they're based in Kuwait, or at least the offices or the company itself. But they do a lot of stuff franchise with anime stuff, and they do amazing stuff. Now, they were talking about this Vampire Hunter D for quite some time. It was supposed to come out. It's been showcased to different events in Asia. Finally, it's on pre-order. It's expensive, but keep in mind, it's a huge piece. It's a 1/6 scale. It's a full 1/6 scale. It's $2,150. It's not for the faint of heart, for sure. And the edition sizes that this company does are super small. 650 pieces is really small in this market. When Sideshow's doing now 11,000 pieces for something, you know, then you see Figurama still kind of sticking and trying to be more proactive and trying to maintain the collectible value of certain items, because yeah, it's expensive. But definitely there's value if you're a big fan of it. Now, this is a really huge piece as a 1/6. If you're a big fan of this anime and manga, then definitely you're gonna have, you know, I'm not really a, you know, big fan of Vampire Hunter. You know, I'm not necessarily isn't my cup of tea thing. but I can appreciate the art that I see here and the detail on this figure and this statue. It has interchangeable portraits too. It has so much detail. Look at this other portrait. Really looks cool. And the level of detail, it's amazing. And that base, look at that, those goblins or whatever they are. This was photos that were showcased at the Japan Expo. It is a really huge piece. This is the Japan Expo that was, of course, in France. That's what they called. You know, they do a lot of this anime stuff and all that kind of stuff. It looks really, really cool. It's a huge piece with so much detail. It is an awesome representation of this. And I will tell you, yeah, the price is up there. You know, some people will say that is a ridiculous price. But at the same time, let's keep in mind that you're looking at the art of these artists are putting so much effort into trying to bring the best. And this company wants to maintain themselves in the market as highly collectible. And they are bringing something that is very unique and small in quantities. Not for the masses, just for high-end collectors. Now, this includes a certificate of authenticity signed by Figurama Collector's CEO. He always does that, which is okay. The concept artist Daniel Camarudin, he is the designer of this. He's also signing. Carlos Cruz is the sculptor, and the illustrator Yoshitaka Amano, who is the illustrator of this art. So it's good. You know, you get at least you get something that tells you the people that actually producing this are involved here, and they're giving you their signature of approval. The coloring artist of the painter, the Three-Eyed Studio. This studio does all this paintings for Figurama and for other companies as well. So I will tell you, this is really is up there. Now, I thought about Vampire D, but price is high. Yeah, the price is really, really high. This is not for everyone. You know, I will tell you, this is, you know, I will tell you that something like this, in my opinion, should be around $1,500. Something, the most, $1,200, $1,500. But, you know, it's up there. And I think right now, it's the way the market is, the way they are pricing things, the way definitely the world is going in. It's one of those things that it's hard to determine what is the right price, what is the wrong price. You know, like, you know, you want to, in some way, I know sometimes there's always people that they always put their, I would say, the foil hats, you know, the aluminum foil hats, and they think that everything is a conspiracy. Like, oh, these companies are against you. They want to take your money. They're doing it because they're greedy. And to be honest, I don't think that's the case. You know, I know many of these artists. These companies make money. Yes, they do. And sometimes they make good money. I'm not saying that they don't. But there's so much that they have to do in order to get the ball rolling. There's so much in it. The artists don't make, believe me, the people that are involved in the process, they get a regular paycheck like everyone else. And sometimes it's hard for them to, there's a lot of people that work for these companies that actually they're just, not even in a contract. They're just freelancers. And these companies are trying to stay afloat and trying to bring something, you know, make money, but at the same time trying to bring something good to the market. Only some companies have made it big, like Sideshow Collectibles, but they've been in the market for so long. XM Studios is a company that is making it big, but they have invested a lot of time and a lot of years to get where they need to be. Prime One Studio. So it's you know, at the same time, we cannot simply say, oh, all the companies are trying to steal your money. I think that companies are trying to be fair, and they also trying to maintain themselves in a market where there's so much competition. How can you stand out? So sometimes companies, they can choose two different routes. They can mass produce things, and when you mass produce, you have to sacrifice quality in order to produce quantity, or you have to maintain numbers very minimal in order to make it to sell something more premium quality and a more higher price in order to stay afloat. But also that requires for you to really work with numbers, or trying to make us profit. You know, trying to make the profit work, it's hard when you're making less. So it's a tough choice. You know, companies have to choose what type of poison they have to pick. This is like the Matrix. What poison? What is the pill you're gonna take? The blue or the red pill? So you have to choose one or the other. So I would say that it's a tough choice. That, you know, as a person that is a consumer, I see it from a perspective of a consumer. I'm not a producer. If I was a producer, my opinion would be different than the opinion of you know, the people that just buy for stuff. And, you know, we speak from our point of view, which is always the person that has to pay something, buy something, but we're not the ones investing into the production of things. And that is the most expensive part. That is the hard part. And there's a lot of, you know, I talked to many producers over the years, and many will tell you there's so many sleepless nights because I'm trying to think, how am I going to be able to do this? The process of approval is tough. Trying to get artists to work together, trying to make things, you know, to work with a schedule, with a time frame. You know, the production is always the constant rising cost of things. It's just things that are always there that we don't get to see as consumers, and it's the way it is. You know, we have to kind of, I wouldn't say to be naive about it, or, you know, forgive everything, or say, well, you know, it is what it is, and try to find apologies for everything. I'm not apologetic for any of that. I'm just saying I'm trying to be mature about it and trying to see it from different perspectives. So trying to open my eyes to see the things in through a bigger picture, you know, through a bigger lens than just my own personal limited experience. All right, let's move on from that. I'm not here to preach to anyone. Everybody has a different opinion. Now, I want to move to another company before I take a break. I want to move to a company that it's also another company that I've never talked about it. And it's a company that is also, it's based in France, and it's producing something that, to me, it looks super cool. On the 1/6 scale, Captain Tsubasa. You're a fan of Captain Tsubasa. I grew up watching I would say grow up, because I was a bit older, as a teenager when I started watching Captain Tsubasa in the 90s. I think that's when I started seeing, we call it Super Campeones in Mexico. That's what they had. I started watching, and I loved it. You know, it was so fun because it was this kid's playing soccer. So this is Captain Tsubasa. Now, Cartoon Kingdom, this company is based in France. It's a small company, but we're seeing right now a resurgence. We're seeing like there's a lot of companies in Europe that are exploding. There's an explosion in Europe. I think for many years they were dependent on other companies, whether it's from Asia or even from America, to get stuff. Now we're getting to see back again a lot of companies, some of the older companies coming back strong with a lot of these franchises, but also a lot of new companies coming to the stronghold. Now there's a big fan base in Europe, in France, in Italy, in Spain, and in many parts of Europe. They love anime and manga, because although here in America, North America, United States, we didn't get to enjoy manga in the 90s or in the 80s. Manga was anime was very popular in Europe, was popular in Asia, all over the world except United States, and even in Mexico, which the fact that being in Mexico helped me to really see that, you know, to experience that. And Captain Tsubasa was a very popular anime, you know, and to me, to see this, Captain Tsubasa versus Hyuga, of course, has the English names Aiden and Lander versus Landers. Adam. But I will tell you, this is a really cool representation. Before that, we have seen the stuff that Sumer has done. But it's really, really cool. Love the way they did the base. Now, this, the way they did Tom and Oliver, the way they did it, it's kind of interesting the way they set it up, but definitely this is a match. They're all fighting for the ball. I love the way they did with the ball, and they both kicking it, which if you're familiar with the anime and you're familiar with the manga, then definitely you're going to see that. It looks awesome. I think this is a really cool looking representation. Love what they have done with this one. Very interesting art. Very, the whole thing is well represented. And I love what they have done here. Even the clear resin that they're doing here, that is a really cool piece, man. I'm telling you, the whole, even the field, the base with the grass, all of that, and then the different power. Oh, finally I see there's like an eagle right there, and a tiger. If you know the different powers of the, if you know the anime, that they have different their kicks and the different styles that they have, all that. It was cool. It was a cool anime, a cool cartoon. And this is made out of resin and polyurethane. It's gonna weigh 11 kilograms. There's a video right there. But I'm telling you, this company, Cartoon Kingdom, let me see if we can find it here. I don't know if they have, I know they do have I don't know if they have a Facebook group. I know a lot of these companies, you can follow them on their this is a toy store right there. Cartoon Kingdom. This is like company that I'm telling you about. This is the company Cartoon Kingdom. Here, they're based in France again. And here you can see they also have a giveaway. This is the piece that they're showcasing right now. And I think they're excited. A small company. They don't have many followers. Only 8 people following this. Well, they following 8 and they have like 2.7 likes. Just follow them. I don't even like him. I think I'm following this company on Instagram, not on Facebook. But here Look at Astro Boy right there. So definitely they're really concentrating on the anime and manga stuff. And it's another company that definitely requires some attention, and I definitely look at them. I love these companies. I love what they bring. It's exciting to see companies that they're bringing something good and very unique to the, you know, to the picture. You know, companies that I haven't really heard much about it. But this is another thing that I like about what I do here in the channel. I like to see these companies. Hey Brian, how you doing, my friend? Welcome, good evening. I like when these companies are doing something very unique. I like to see companies bringing their art and their excitement to the forefront. To me, that is really, really exciting, and something that I wish to see more. You know, like, I want to see more companies. I want to see more companies from different countries too. You know, what is it they want to bring? I want to see more. I see more companies from Europe doing stuff. Definitely, I would like to see more companies from Latin America. Because there's a lot of talent in Latin America. I would like to see companies also more from New Zealand, from Australia. There's a lot of companies coming from Asia. Definitely, I would like to see companies from Africa. Definitely, I think that there's talent there as well. Of course, you know, there's sometimes things are limiting. But definitely, there's so much that these companies are bringing that it's exciting to see how this hobby is evolving and continues to evolve over time. Well, my friends, let me take a break because we've been on this for a little bit, an hour and 16 minutes so far, which is good, and we have done pretty good. But I'm coming back, and when we come back, we're gonna take a break, water break, all of that. When I come back, we're gonna cover Sideshow Collectibles. We're gonna look at Tweeterhead. We're gonna look at Prime One Studio. We're gonna look at Way Studios, Beast Kingdom, Hollywood Collectibles Group, Queen Studio, Star Ace Toys, and Regal Robots. So we still have a way to go. So now we're going into the bigger stuff. We're going into the big companies. We're going to start moving into the 1/5 scale and above. So stay tuned. So I'll see you in a moment.
Baby, this is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk the plank. No, but the Mariona, it came like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the banya, I was covered in a tidal wave, but I'm a fighter. Try to take me down, I'm going higher. Baby, you've been playing with some fire. You've been playing with fire. One day you will see. can save your alibi. I already know you lied. Oh no, no, don't even try. Watch the flame in me ignite. You didn't wanna walk the plank. But then ready or not, it came. Baby, it was dark, it was hard to see. And that's when a spark lit inside of me. Oh, I was lost from reverie. Oh, one day you will see what you made of me, what's inside of me. Oh, one day you will see I found my inner peace. You are to release in the dead of night. In the dead of night. Baby, when it's do or die, you know it's an eye for eye. Feel the energy align in the dead of night. 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 And one day you will see what you made of me, what's inside of me. Oh, and one day you will see I found my inner beast, and you watch it release.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Sorry, V-Chan. I didn't notice that until now. Oh my god. My apologies. This is one of those things that happens sometimes and I'm just dumb. Perhaps I didn't connect it. I'm sorry, V-Chan. Thank you for letting me know. Oh my friend. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's start over. Let's start over. I'm so sorry. Sorry for those who for the next few minutes didn't get the chance to hear me talk. Sorry. Well, let's start over. This is based on Olivia de Verdinis. For those who are unfamiliar with this artist has done a lot of art prints, a lot of stuff over the years. This is Frankie Reborn. This is the art print that she created. Beautiful art print. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful art print. Very limited, depending on what you're getting. Beautiful art print, amazing stuff. And Olivia de Verdinis is an artist that has done amazing stuff. Here you can see Olivia de Verdinis has been working as an artist since the mid-70s. Since 1985, Olivia has been a contributor to Playboy magazine, where her art pinup page often appeared with captions written by Hugh Hefner. Olivia's artwork has been shown at galleries throughout the United States and Japan, and is collected by fans worldwide. She is a phenomenal artist for sure. And I will tell you, she does amazing work over the years. It's just awesome, the stuff that she produces, the art prints that she has showcased in the past. Let me give you an idea of the art prints that have been showcased here, or they're for sale. I love some of the stuff that she does. Of course, Betty Page stuff that she has done. Beautiful art print that she has done for Betty Page, as you can see. This icon of pinups. And but also this stuff, the tongue lashing, this is another one. And there's some amazing stuff that she has done over the years based on movies, a lot of DC stuff. Cat guns, that's pretty good. This Wildcat stuff, I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. At Ripley, amazing stuff she has done over time. She's really awesome. Definitely awesome stuff that she has done over time. Now, going back to the statue, I will tell you, the statue looks awesome. This statue has been done by... She has been involved also as a sculptor. Of course, she's been a painter, but also she was involved in sculpting this part, which is something that I didn't even know that she was also a sculptor. Here, this course is... The Berenice is involved in the sculpt, design, and the paint. She was involved there. But also Martin Mjonir is also a sculptor, designer, and painter. Katzapine did the paint. And the Sideshow design development is involved in the whole process. I love the detail here. Thank you, V-Chan. Thank you for letting me know, man. If not, I would keep talking and talking and I will never notice. But I appreciate it, my friend. But here you can see, I love the detail on this piece. It's awesome. I don't know exactly what scale is this because of the dimensions. It can go between 1/5 to 1. I think it's bigger than 1/6. It definitely is within 1/5 to 1/4. Quarter scale. But I think it's really awesome. Again, here you can see with the art print together. I think both gonna... You have to have both as a companion. It's not necessary. It could even be a 1/6 and this new 1/6 dimensions that they have now. It's not really that tall, but definitely it's a bit wide because of the position, the pose. But I think it's awesome. Definitely the representation of the art is there. They did a fantastic job in bringing to life the art, that art print. It just looks like a picture of the same thing. It is really awesome. Because sometimes, you know how it is with some sculpts, when they translate the sculpts from the art prints or to the art, or the art, they make the art, or they bring a statue out of base of an art, there's always going to be some compromise and some sacrifices. I think with this one is spot on. So that makes me think that perhaps the statue was produced first before the art print, and the art print was just done based on that. That could be the case, because it's so good, it's so spot on, that in my opinion, if this was done first, and then of course the art print was produced, that makes more sense in my opinion, because of course, the way she, as an artist, that she does things based on real life. So maybe she did that. This was in the works for a while. I think the paint job is excellent. The detail on this piece is excellent. I think the price point is good. It's a very unique piece. Definitely is gonna do well for those who love pinup art. But there's many artists out there. So, or many fans out there of pinup. I think it looks awesome. I think this is gonna do great, and it looks awesome. I think it looks fantastic. It's beautiful. It's very unique, very different. And who doesn't love different? So that is cool. So kudos to Tyser for doing something very different and very, very, very unique. Something that we don't get to see sometimes as much from Sideshow, and we do. At least once a year they do something different. And this is something that is very unique, and I think as well it's gonna have a good reception for sure. All right, so moving on, I want to go now to Trap Jaw Legends from Tweeterhead. I want to talk about Tweeterhead, this company that, in my opinion, does amazing work. This is a highly anticipated piece. It's been highly anticipated for a lot of people. We don't know the edition size. There's no exclusive on this one. So technically, this is the whole package. And to me, that's awesome. And I think this is for limited edition. I'm not sure if they're going to have others from other distributors. Could be. But for the time being, we know that this is what Sideshow is going to have here. And this is 1/5 scale. Highly anticipated. It's a huge piece. It's a 1/5. People love the scale of this thing. It's going to release between October and December of 2023. Now, on the information that we have here, just to give honor to the artists involved, we have Gio Napkill is the sculptor and designer. Also, Ariel Mora is also a sculptor. Amilcar Fong, my good friend Amilcar. I love always his work. I don't know who sculpted who, or who was the main sculptor. I think Gio was the main sculptor. And Amilcar and Ariel, they did the rest of some other stuff. But all of them, they're fantastic. The Kucharik brothers were the designers of this piece. And also with Gio, they designed this. They've been doing both in so much of the design. They do amazing work. Nate Barch is also the designer. David Igo, he's also the designer. And on the paint, you got Lise Maggie and also Scott Silner. And I will tell you, this piece has been, since it was showcased, and we have seen that it's been on tour. It was at San Diego Comic Con, if I'm not mistaken. Also a PowerCon. So it's been around. And it's just, and before, even before, like it was showcased just the prototype. People are loving the concept. And this looks amazing, in my opinion. The detail is awesome. Too bad that I'm not really collecting this line. But I will tell you, it's just, I'm really tempted by this. He was always, Trap Jaw was one of my favorite characters, even as a kid, as just the figure alone was my favorite, one of my favorite figures. I love Trap Jaw, was one of my favorite figures of the original, of course, Master of the Universe. It loves that. It has the swap out portrait, so you got the classic portrait, most closely to, it's close to the toy. And of course, they also had the swap out classic arm, of course, like in the toys. It looks cool, man. I love the detail, love the vase. This collection, it's so good. I think I will tell you, this collection that they have produced so far, that Tweeterhead has been showcasing, it's awesome. You know, like I love the art. There's nothing for me to complain about. I love both portraits. I love the classic, but I actually like also this one, because I think both have their own things. Of course, this is a more modern version. I love the iteration here. I love the take. It's not necessarily classic. It's more like their own take of things, a modernized take and more mature take. And to me, it's really good. I love also when you see the metal on the paint job, you see the oxidation and everything. It looks rusty. It looks good. You know, and the base, I think, works so good. The Snake Mountain concept there, that is really, really cool. It's a 20 inches tall. It's a 1/5. It's pretty tall. That's a 1/5. But keep in mind that what Tweeterhead does is that they do have a real, they go into the real scale. So when this 1/6 is actual 1/6, and when this 1/5 is actual 1/5, but it's all fitting within the same line that was started by Sideshow. So technically it's following the same suit. I don't know. I will tell you, I think this Trap Jaw is going to be big. I think the intention is make it big. Look at that, and that arm, man. I love the different options, so you can do different things with the different heads and the different arms. And again, this is all for the same piece. You know, it's not just the exclusive here. Look at those eyes, look at the face. He looks really menacing, and I love the arm. Really cool. And the way they did the green there, like the oxidation on the green, on the like copper when oxidized, you know, it's just cool. The blue is excellent. The detail is excellent. They have done a really fantastic job with this piece. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces so far from this line. Now, the lava, it's not really heavy. But it's just an idea that is there. It's cool, man. I'm telling you, this is one of the nice pieces there. Of course, looking for the Skeletor also. But so far, this collection has been impressive. It's $155, I think, is a fair price for the scale and all that. This maquette is definitely fantastic, and kudos to them for doing amazing work again. You know, like Tweeterhead never disappoints as a company. They are doing amazing stuff for sure. Let me drink some water. We're gonna move to the next company. Oh no, let me look at the comments first. Here, let's see. Right there, my good friend Agent 37. Must for me, Trap Jaw is awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I know you collect this line. I know you're a big Masters of the Universe collector. You love Masters of the Universe, so you're a big fan. So I know that you're excited for this one. Believe me, I tell you, this is a must for sure. Trap Jaw is one of those characters, in my opinion, one of my favorite villains. And I love the design. I think the design was always awesome, and I think Tweeterhead did a fantastic job. It was highly anticipated, and that for good reasons, and definitely it doesn't disappoint. And I love the switch out parts. I think they're excellent. They could have done other things, but I think it was excellent the way it was. I think it's just perfect. And kudos. I think it's a fantastic piece. There's no exclusive, which is also good. I don't know how big of a edition size is going to be, but I believe that it's going to really get a lot of people excited. So I think it's going to have a good number of pieces produced by them. We'll see how that goes. But in any case, that is excellent from the company. Now let's move on, and I want to move on to Prime One Studio. I want to cover Prime One Studio because although Prime One Studio didn't release anything new this week, or anything that is like very unique, they have this Devil May Cry the Mysterious One 5. This is technically a repaint. Of course, again, they're doing the 10th anniversary, so they're doing all these repaints. We already have, of course, the Dante, we have Nero. There were repaints, and now of course they're doing that with 5. And I will tell you, this is interesting. They got this trigger color limited version. They still doing that. Again, as I mentioned many times before, I'm not necessarily a big fan of this color versions of variations. I think it's a quick thing for them to do just to stay in business, I suppose. It's just doing variants. In my opinion, they should, from the get-go, when they're selling something, they also should have a variant. It isn't now going, as I mentioned this because I have talked about this piece before. I think it's an excellent piece. I think it's an excellent it's sculpt. I think it's fantastic. There's no denying on that. It does have LED illumination, all of that. It's just a different scheme that they're doing with the paint job. Love that the spirits are they're there with that panther and all that bird or eagle or whatever that is. I forgot what it was. It looks good, and that is also another part. You're a big Devil May Cry 5, then definitely this is something worth checking out. But to be honest with you, I still think that it's just the paint, and I know some people like variants, but I think that there's something that they've been doing lately, all these variants. But I always like this panther spirit thing and this bird. It looks good, and the detail even on the book. When this came out, the original, I talk about it. I think it's excellent, and they have done really a fantastic job. It's a fantastic job on the piece. However, this is for the purists. This is for the for the one to have it all, the one to have it all and have the means for all. But I gotta be honest with you, going for the exclusive version of the original, I think would be more than enough. As you can see, I think I like it even more. I do like this one because I think he has even the other one, this one even have all the tats in his body, the tattoos in his body. It's just, I don't know, it feels more menacing. I'm more impressed with the color. Of course he has the black hair, all of that. This is a more impressive look, in my opinion, which is the one that people will go for more. Everything else seems the same when you look at the piece. Of course, the differences in him, everything else and all the creatures is just still the same. The only difference, of course, his arms, all the ink that he has is very different. It's cool. I think we're having some issues with disconnected for a second, so my apologies if we didn't get to see it. That's something that happens sometimes with the connection, so sorry for that. But we got back to this one. I'll tell you, it's interesting. For what it is, it's limited to only 200, so it's less 50 less than the other one. I think for people that want to have something for this character, I find the other one a lot better. Maybe this one, the purple shines a little bit more on that eye, but that's just because there's more light, more light skin here. Like he doesn't have the ink in his arms, the hair is white. So it's, but I don't know, it just, I do find the other one more impressive as a piece, but it depends. Although he does have like some ink or the idea of the ink, but it's like on the skin. It's just different. It's not like pronounced or anything like that. But everything else is the same coloration, the same figure. So cool for what it is. You know, I wouldn't say that it's a necessity, but it is there. Now, I want to take you to Sideshow because Sideshow also have something else that they're releasing here. And we're coming to Sideshow because we're going to look at another piece that they actually now, this is the thing that we have talked before, is that now things are going to show up at Sideshow. It's going to be carrying some of the stuff. And I think not everything is showing up there. It depends on the demand, but I think particularly their Nice Metal collection, it's popular, so they're doing that. So they have the Reverse Red Dead, which is cool. They also have the other ones in the collection. They have the Grim Knight, the Drown, the Dawnbreaker. So they've been bringing little by little these pieces, of course. And this is this version, the Reverse Red Dead, which is the golden version. Again, I prefer the original red, but if you want this version, then definitely it's available now at Sideshow. I still think that the Red Dead itself, it's good with the red colors. I prefer that one to the reverse version. It's cool. Now, one thing I could say is that it's cool to see Prime One Studio, like now that we get to see Sideshow really doing the stuff with Prime One Studio. This partnership that for some time it was kind of broken, but now that they're going back to it, it's cool to see. Like they have almost, you can see they have 7 pages worth of stuff. And to me that is excellent to see this. Like this is a recommended, now go for the newest stuff. So you can see all these new pre-orders that they're doing now. Little by little, you start getting to see a lot of the stuff that they're bringing. And that is good news for those who not necessarily have the, ordering from Japan is a no-no because of the cost of things. But coming to Sideshow gives it more peace of mind, although you're still going to pay a premium with the shipping cost. And there's a lot of stuff that is already on the wait list here. But it's good to see this stuff again, being available at Sideshow, although a lot of the stuff is waitlisted. So that's another thing that you have to be very, very, very good at kind of gauging that from Sideshow, in the sense that if you want something, make sure that there's high, that, if you're going to pre-order, make sure that there's no super high demand, because there's super high demand, then it's going to go on the waitlist very, very quick. Particularly with some characters more than others, but there are characters that definitely are going to be available. The options are there. Like I've been looking at this Alita Galley, the ultimate version. I love Alita. This is of course based on the manga, and so the options are there. Some stuff is there. Some stuff goes on the waitlist so quick, but some stuff is available. So I'm glad that I'm able to see this as Sideshow. That gives us a more alternative. So we'll see what the future will bring for them. But definitely they're doing a lot of this stuff. Some good stuff like this, the My Hero Academia diorama, all that stuff. I've been looking at this stuff. So, it's good to see now that this is making its way to them. Now I'm looking at some of the comments. Of course, it seems that everything is fine for the time being. All right, so I want to come to Spec Fiction. Now that we're looking at bigger stuff, I want to look at a company that is going to be the first time I talk about this company. This guy, this is a small studio. The company's call is Way Studio. Now, Way Studio, if you look at the stuff here, this is the first thing that actually, no, they have for sale, they have done stuff in the past, a lot of stuff on the wait list. Particularly, they've been known for the stuff that Pacific Rim statues they've been doing, which they look amazing. And it seems that there's a big fan base in Asia for Pacific Rim. This company is based in Korea. The owner of this company, of the artist behind this, it's from Korea. And Way Studio, it's really doing amazing stuff. I like this. This is Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. I'm not really a huge Power Ranger fan. This Megazord statue, we just talked about the figure when we were talking about the figures, the one that was done by Flame Toys. But now we're looking at Way Studios as the statue. And it's a very limited number, 199 pieces. It is within the same high dimensions of a 1/3 scale. Although, of course, it's not a 1/3, because if it was a 1/3, it would be huge. But within the same dimensions. I love the detail with this piece. Has a light up feature. It has interchangeable parts. I think the base is excellent. I love what they did here with the piece and the interchangeable parts. It looks excellent. I do like it. It's 85 centimeters in height, which is really tall. Again, this is within the same scale and height of 1/3 pieces. It is really, really, really tall, and it's huge. And it has the light up features. I love the detail they're doing with this one. I think the basics excellent. Love that you can see the details on this buildings destroyed and all of that. It's a lot of detail. Love the paint job. Here it gives you an idea with this girl standing right there. I don't know how big she is, how tall she is, but that gives you the idea of a person right next to this figure. It's really a nice statue. It's a huge statue. And that is where the price goes. You know, not only the fact that you get it a big piece with a lot of detail, also keep in mind the dimensions, keep in mind all of that, but also keep in mind the edition sizes, very limited numbers, 199 pieces. So I would say if you're really a fan of this one, go for it. Spec Fiction is a great choice because before it sells out, because as you saw, a lot of the stuff that they have done in the past, some stuff is on pre-order, some stuff goes on the wait list. And this is I think the first stuff that they have done for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So I think it's going to do really, really well. You know, it's gonna be very sold out at some point. Now coming to the comments. Hey Batman, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am feeling a lot better today. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier in the video, it was a long week. I wasn't feeling good because, of course, the previous week I was sick, not feeling so great. And this week, in the middle of remodeling the office, the whole building is in the middle of remodeling. So they painting, so they have to sand everything. They have to remove stuff. So there was a lot of dust in the air. Even though the company, the contractors that are working there, they're trying to make sure that everything is clean. There was a lot of dust in the air, of course, because everything comes through the vents and stuff like that. And we were having a hard time, you know, trying to recover from being sick and having that. And then the primer smell, it got messed up. So hopefully they're talking about that they might close the office and we have to work from home. Maybe because this project's going to take a couple weeks to remodel the whole building. So we're in the process of that. Hopefully, because definitely I'm going to come to a place if it's killing me, I'm not going to be able to do it because I had this big headache. I think my sinuses were just killing me. That's the reason why that day I came and I couldn't do it. I have such a big headache. All my sinuses, my eyes, it was just like a big headache. And then the following day was the same thing. That's the reason I didn't do anything yesterday, because I was still trying to recover. But today I feel a lot better. Went to church in the morning. I've been feeling a lot better. So I decided to do this stuff today. All right, so let's move on. Let's continue on while we have you all here. We still have a way. We've been doing pretty good, and we still have to go Beast Kingdom. We have to talk about Hollywood Collectibles Group, and I want to talk about Queen Studios and Star Ace Toys and Regal Robots. So going back now to we were here at Spec Fiction. Now that we're here at Spec Fiction, I want to talk about. First, we're gonna talk about I don't know. We're not here. Actually, I'm gonna take you to Sideshow Collectibles. We'll come back to this one. We're going to Sideshow because I want to talk about Beast Kingdom, and this is where we're gonna find it here. Although also a lot of these products are fine now at Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store has been doing carrying a lot of these products, which is amazing in my opinion. It's good to see this competition. But we're gonna be here for a little bit. We're gonna look at some of this stuff here. But first, I wanna talk about this stuff here. I want to talk about the Mjonir. This is already on the wait list, which is sad. It went on the wait list so quick, because I will tell you one thing that the Beast Kingdom does is that the price point is always excellent, and this is a life size, so it's 1-to-1, which is cool. Now the materials of this one, it has a light up LED function, which is cool. Now the material doesn't say. I don't know if it's gonna be like resin on it, or it's all gonna also be plastic or polyresin. But one thing is true with Beast Kingdom, you know, they definitely are cheap on the price on a lot of things, and sometimes it's because they go with cheaper materials. However, they also sell some stuff that has really good quality. Now Beast Kingdom, this is really cool. If you're looking for like something to display that is life size, just to display there. If you're looking for a Mjonir, you're a fan of Thor: Love and Thunder. Although I like the film, but it's not my top film of the Thor movies. Recently, of course, the announcement was that Taika Waititi is not gonna continue as the director for the next film, which is sad because I like his stuff, but I think he went too wild on this last film. In any case, this has a light up function, and I think it did pretty good. It's around 53 centimeters, which is, again, it's a life size. It's kind of cool just for those who like to display. I would rather to have something more classic, you know, not this one. But, you know, if someone wants to have like some display to have it, it's going to release sometime between June and August. It is cool if you're into it. It's already on the wait list here. I don't know. I think you can still find it Big Bad Toy Store. Let me come to Big Bad Toy Store here. Let's go Beast Kingdom. They might have it here. Just to give you an idea, if you are interested. I don't know if they do have it or not, but we'll know for sure. Actually, I don't see it here, so technically they don't have it here. So, oh no, they have it here. You see $349, which is actually more expensive that the way they were doing it here, which is $299. So here you're gonna pay $50 more, which is a lot more. But of course, keep in mind also that you only paid the $4 shipping at it, and with the way they do it here, definitely you're gonna pay that on the shipping. So technically you end up paying the same. But here you have it. Of course, if you're into it, definitely the Mjonir is something worth checking out. Now, another thing that went on pre-order this week, if you consider like last week, because now technically Sunday is the first day of the week, but we have this one for Hollywood Collectibles. They have this Predator 2, Based Predator 2, the net gun and dart. Now, price is expensive for this, but keep in mind Hollywood Collectibles always have life-size stuff that is expensive, and definitely there's Predator fans out there that love this replica stuff. Now, this is not necessarily made out of metal. 500 pieces are $605, which is up there in price. This is a full replica. Actually, I'm guessing I don't know if the resin is this. I don't know what actually is the resin part of the base. Whatever it is, something is resin, and maybe some other elements are there. Maybe some type of polyurethane or whatever. But it looks kind of cool. And you can see the dart right there. Definitely, this is for the Predator fans, the people that love the movie replica stuff, and definitely they can see this. It's cool for what it is. It's pricey though. I would, in my mind, I would just pay $300. But hey, you know, I'm not the one that set the price here. Limited to 500 pieces. And if you know what Hollywood does, they definitely are always expensive. And this is going to release between September and November of this year. Now, also talking about other stuff, I want to talk about now going into the stuff here. We're going to come here. While we're here, I'm going to come to other stuff, life-size stuff. Now we're going into bust replicas and so on and so on. I want to look at this one right here, which is the Kraken bus. The Kraken, this is by Star Ace Toys. This is based on the Raid Harryhausen 100th Anniversary bus series. Of course, we've been seeing the monster stuff that they've been producing. Star Ace has been producing all these different monster prices. Some of these are vinyl figurines, some are actually resin stuff. But this is a bus, and it's $175. It's a huge bus. The Mighty Kraken is a giant and fearsome sea monster sent by the gods to destroy mortals that have defied them. This is the first boss in the Ray Harryhausen line and stands an impressive 45 centimeters tall. Now, the materials is poly resin, which I think is excellent. It's polystone here. And definitely is within the dimensions of... it's within, you know, if you saw the movies of the Harryhausen movies, of course, the Kraken was huge. But this is within the same scale of something that is life-size, or at least 1-to-1. It's within the same scale, dimension-wise, of other boss. It has the signature of Ray Harryhausen, which is cool. And I think they did a fantastic job on the way they depicted the bus. I love the portrait. It's really cool. This is definitely for those who love classic monster stuff. And definitely there's a lot of fans out there. Even the eyes. It is a pretty cool bus. If you're into this type of classic movie stuff, you know, classic cinema stuff, definitely you're going to love this one. If you're into monsters and creatures. I think it's a very classy depiction, and definitely even the base is very classy, and I love the signature there, all of that. Definitely this is approved by them. And thinking the celebration 100th anniversary of, I think it was his birthday, and that's what they're celebrating here. Amazing stuff that he has produced. And I have talked about some of the busts before, and some of the figures that I have seen in the past are, in my opinion, have been very pricey, some of this vinyl stuff. But in my opinion, with this bust, I think the price is fair. I think the price is where it needs to be for a bust. It's limited to 500 pieces, and I know it's going to do well. Because there's a lot of fans out there of his work, you know, because he was a pioneer on classic monsters, and you know, he was a pioneer in the art of prosthetics and all that stuff that was done, and the special effects. So a lot of fans out there that love this stuff that he produced, and definitely I think this bus is gonna do well. Now, talking about another stuff, talking about Cinema, another company that does amazing stuff here. And it's definitely this one. This is an expensive prop replica. This is a life size. This is, of course, the Tusken Raider. This is almost sold out, which I don't know how many they have here for sale, because of course you can go to also to Regal Robot. I don't know if Regal Robot has something different to showcase. We can go there. Let me go. Now, Regal Robot, you can go to their website. You can buy directly from them. I don't know if there's something here. You can see that the Tusken Raider bus. I don't know if there's something different. Of course, it's $3,000 from them. It's $200 more expensive if you do it through Sideshow. There's also a payment plan that they offer here. I don't know if there is an incentive. It's 150 pieces. I think it's the same piece. I don't see that there's anything different. So you can come here. You want to buy directly from Regal Robot. You want to deal directly with them, or if you want to do it through Sideshow. But I will tell you one thing. It's awesome. Of course, this is for the movie, the people that love the movie stuff. This is, of course, based on the original stuff that was used in the movies. Here you have Alan Fernandez, who portrayed a Tusken Rider in the Bantha sequence of Star Wars: A New Hope. So this is based on the same stuff that the stuff that he was carrying when he was doing the film. And you have that the plaques in this edition were signed by Alan Fernandez. So actually, the actor that portrayed the Tusken Raider, an elephant trainer who played a Tusken Raider in the Bantha sequence shot in the Dead of the Valley, he's the one that also signs this. Now, I'm not sure. I think the Sideshow also comes with the same. It has the same signature because it's the same edition. Here it gives you an idea of scale-wise of the stuff they have produced. It comes with the same thing. This is super expensive. This is definitely not for the faint of heart. But if you know Regal Robot, they specialize in actually those type of replicas. Some people will say, well, actually, I can go for another buzz from another company. I think some of the older stuff, but Regal Robot, of course, brings the signature, brings everything. They do super limited stuff, movie accurate stuff, because they go to the archive stuff and they use the same and they replicate the same thing from the movies. So it's not necessarily you getting something that is just a polyresin thing. You're actually getting the same elements that they use for the mask, you know, because technically, I don't know if it's wearable. I think you can wear it if you can remove it. But to be honest, who wants to do it? Here's actually a picture with Alan Fernandez now. And he signed all of them. That is really cool. And there's the signature edition. So I don't know if they're going to have another edition at some point without the signature. Perhaps that's a little bit cheaper. But it is cool. You know, when I look at the stuff that Regal Robot does, definitely this is not for me. I don't have the money for that kind of thing. It is made in the US, hand-painted and distressed by our talented FX artists, making each a unique work of art. Includes display base, hidden disposable, and can rotate left and right. Ships in a double corrugated box with die cuts, EPS foam inserts. Includes Lucasfilm certificate of authenticity. Edition number will be allocated based on the order checkout is completed. So technically, based on what number you ordered, that's what you're gonna get. And they do offer a payment plan there, which is interesting. And also, I think Sideshow also offers payment plans as well if you're interested. Really, really cool. I almost sold out at Sideshow. The auctions are there. There's a layaway payment plan. There's a couple things you can do. It's interesting to see what this company's produced for sure. All right, so we keep looking at some of the stuff here. Now, coming to the end of the video, we have one more company, and I want to go back to Spec Fiction because I want to talk about I want to cover Queen Studios here. Now, there was somebody who asked me initially. Let me go back. I don't know if he's still here. I don't know if you're here. What was that? I don't remember his name. Luis Mendoza. He was asking me about what I think about where to go to get the Venom. Well, I will tell you, if you want the Venom statue, I will say come here to Spec Fiction. Spec Fiction, of course, selling all this Queen Studio stuff that they've been doing, amazing stuff. Let me go back. Let's see if they have it here though. Right there, they have it on pre-order. I talked about it before. Before I get into it, I want to talk about it just because, you know, somebody asked me the question, so I want to answer more, you know, with some visual references. Here, Spec Fiction is the best place to come, Luis. If you are going to a company, I will say come to this company. It's going to release in the third quarter of this year, fourth quarter, so it's very soon. And I will tell you, the Spec Fiction, you cannot go wrong with this company. It's a company that is definitely has the give you the options to buy it. I don't know if it's already out. It seems like you can full pay now, the lowest price, or I don't know if there's pre-order options. Well, it's going to release soon, so I would say this is the best place to go. And when it's sold out, it's sold out. I think it's an amazing bus. I talked about it before. Love the detail. Perhaps in my opinion, and I mentioned, I think this is the best bus that we have seen from this character so far. I talked about it months ago. I talked about it when he went on pre-order. So that's the reason I don't like to repeat some things though. Go back to some things that I have talked in the past. But you know, sometimes people ask me questions, so I try to answer. Honestly, it is a perfect bus. You know, I think the best bus I've seen so far. They have done an amazing job. And if I have to consider a company that I recommend, Spec Fiction would be the company that I recommend more than anybody else. You can order through other companies worldwide. You can order directly from companies in China, but I trust Spec Fiction because they are reliable as a company. So that's what I wanted to share with Luis here, and with anyone that is interested about this. Come here. Definitely, Spec Fiction is the best company to order stuff from them. Now, what I want to talk about today, this week, is the new Alita Battle Angel doll body, pretty much life-size collectible arm statue. This was showcases almost 2 years ago. Now it's on pre-order. I think the price is $799. I think it's an excellent price. It's going to release, according to this, on the fourth quarter of next year. I think if you're a fan of the movie, you're a fan of the Alita. I love Alita from the manga. And of course, you know, like I really like the movie. Definitely the movie is a watered down version of the manga. And hopefully we get a second movie at some point. But of course, the arm is a big part of it. And I think this is a really cool. When it was showcased initially, I was impressed with it. You know, I love statues, but having an arm is also interesting. And it's cool, has a detail. Now, I'm not sure if this is all what materials are in here. It doesn't really say, but I'm guessing there's some array. There may be some polyresin, some polyurethane. There may be some die-cast elements. $800 is the price. I don't think it's a bad price at all. Definitely love the base. I love the bases that kind of play with the whole detail here, just to showcase the arm. It has the signature of the movie. I don't know if it has a light-up feature in some parts of it. It perhaps may have a light-up feature. Who knows? It looks good. Definitely like the detail, and it's cool. You know, this is something very unique if you're a big fan of Alita. Life size is a different thing, and that's something that I would say what I like about Queen Studios is how different they can be and the stuff that they produce. There's always something very unique about this company, and they do a lot of awesome things. Hey, Late Night Trip, how you doing? Thank you for your support, my friend. Thank you for the $1.99. What do you think about the Prime 1 Superman versus Doomsday? The Prime 1, yeah, let me see. I really want this bus. I just ordered the Prime 1 Batman versus Superman diorama from Sideshow. I really want this bus. Which bus are you referring? But before let me talk to Late Night Trip. How you doing, everyone? But first, let me answer that. What do you think about the Prime 1 Superman Doomsday? Okay, let's go to Prime 1. And I talked about it before. I do like it. I think it's one of very impressive, of course, based on the art of Fabric. Superman versus Doomsday. Of course, you know, it's based on Fabric. I prefer, of course, for me, it's always been more the... And I'm not sure if this is available at Sideshow, but when I love the concept of this piece. When this went out, I talk about it, so it's been a while. But I love the art. I love the concept of this piece. I think it's limited edition, 400 pieces. I think it's an excellent thing. I love dioramas because they tell a story. That's one thing. I love anything that tells a story. Now, Superman and Doomsday, what I like about it is because to me, is one rivalry that is so set since the 90s. You know, of course, my rivalry is always Superman. The characters that I remember growing up, of course, is Superman versus Lex Luthor. You know, of course, that's growing up as a kid. You know, Super Friends, all of that, the comics, all of that. And of course, Doomsday, not Doomsday, I'm sorry, Dark Side. I remember that. That was something that was so engraved in the 80s, the concept when, of course, Doomsday, not Doomsday, I'm sorry, Dark Side was brought into the DC comic stuff. But definitely the 90s, that rivalry that happens between Doomsday was awesome. Now, they went with the art of Fabric, so of course he has the horns, which to be honest, wasn't crazy about the horn thing. But this piece as a display alone, the how massive Doomsday is. I love the whole concept and all these dioramas that they've been doing with Fabric. I think it's an excellent piece. I think it's one that people are going to love as soon as they get in hand because the sheer size of it, I love it. I like the fact that, you know, to be honest with you, if Doomsday was actually coming out, the full body of Doomsday, that would be such a massive piece. And I love that actually Prime 1 Studio went into this route that actually presenting this character coming out of the ground. So it's not the whole body, but that way also cements the base, sets the base, and it tells the story without making it extremely huge, which is already a huge piece, you know, at this scale as a 1/3. But I really like it. Definitely, you can change also the S for the classic S, or the, you know, with the black also in the background instead of the yellow. The one thing, maybe there's a lot of detail on the cape, a lot of texture. I wasn't a big fan of that, but it looks good, and I love the different portraits. I think they did a fantastic job in bringing that, that. But yeah, I would say I would have loved for them to have a different portrait for Doomsday, a more classic portrait, instead of going with the 1-2 bony portrait. But of course, I think there was an evolution also Doomsday in the comics in the 90s where he started becoming more bony, like, you know, kind of like there's bones coming out everywhere because it's part of the Doomsday evolution as well. But of course, based on the art of Fabric, looks really, really cool. Now, if you look at... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not... I'm sorry, I thought I was showing you the image and I was actually just talking to the camera. I didn't look at this one. My apologies. I've been talking to myself to this one. But yeah, I will tell you, like, sorry for doing that. But I will tell you this. I like it. I think it is a piece that it's going to be highly sold out after it's coming out. I think it's going to be good. People are going to love it. I love action posts. I love dioramas. That's one of the first things that I started collecting with Sideshow back in the day was their diorama stuff. I love dioramas. I love what companies do. I prefer dioramas over museum poses. I love, the statues that tell a story or tell battles. So you can see a battle between two forces. I think this is an excellent force. I think Doomsday is huge. And it looks good. I will prefer to have a more classic look, but this is of course based on Fabric's art, so they're gonna respect the source material. You have the 2 S's. I will definitely display just with the regular because I think that's the more classic. I love that it has the different portraits, the different expressions. It looks good. I love the red eyes of the laser, with the laser beams, all that. It looks good. I think this is a really nice concept. Nothing wrong with it. Of course, this is the swappable head part that comes with the bonus part. Now, I'm not sure. I think Sideshow still is carrying this one. Let me look. I'm not sure if it's carrying. Sorry that I didn't show you all the pictures. I was like, oh, I so distracted that I didn't really pay attention to it. Let's see if we can find it at, I think it's available here. Versus... Doomsday. Maybe it comes out. I don't know if they have it there. You know what? Let's go for Prime 1. If we can find Prime 1. I think it's here. But we'll see. Prime 1. All right, I'm looking at... Look at this one. Let's see if we can see it here. If they have it. I'm not sure if they have it though. But it would be nice. And I'm sure if they don't have it now, because they're already carrying some of the Fabric stuff. Yeah, they have the Wonder Woman versus Hydra. Also, I think that was based on the art of Fabric. So... Of course, they got the Batman versus Superman, which I think is an amazing representation of that art. Right there, they do have it. Superman versus Doomsday. So they have it there. So I will tell you, like, I will not skip this one now that it's available here. The deluxe version, they got the bonus version with that, which definitely I will go for it. Oh, the bonus version is already on the wait list. Sad, but you got the deluxe version. I think it's an excellent piece. I think it's awesome. The concept, it's really cool. And they have done really... I will go for it. This is gonna release sometime at the end of this year or beginning of next year, and I think people are gonna be impressed with this one. People are going to be, you're gonna see the reviews. I can tell you right now, some people are gonna be kicking themselves for not ordering this. I can see it already because I think it's an excellent representation of this battle, and it's unique. This is one that if you don't want to have so many statues, but you want to have at least one Superman statue, I think this is one that is quintessential. At least this battle is quintessential for a lot of people that grew up in the 90s and remembered the death and return of Superman. So I think this is going to be something that represents that. Of course, it's not based technically on the art of that era, but at least it's a homage to one of the biggest battles ever. And definitely the art, it's really well done. The presentation is well done. I will tell you, the other piece that I love is the Iron Studios 1/6 scale. The Iron Studios did a fantastic job. The only problem with that piece was some of the quality control wasn't as good. But I believe that Prime 1 Studio, the quality control on this one is going to be a lot better than what Iron Studios did. Although that piece as a 1/6 is phenomenal as well. All right, let me go back to the comments. And perhaps I didn't skip anything this time like I did before. All right. What's curious if you had more to say about it now that some time has passed. Okay. Batman, really considering, yes, just want some last minute thoughts. I would say Late Night Trip, I would say go for it. If you've really been thinking about it, and if you have the means for it, and you have the space for it, I don't think you can go wrong with it. I don't think you will be dissatisfied with it. And even though if for some reason you don't like it, at some point you can even sell it, I'm sure that people will buy it from you. So I think it's not a bad investment. I think it's a really nice piece overall. Scale wise, it's awesome. I think the whole representation, the whole way that they did it, the design concept based on the art, all of the design is excellent. You know, some pieces sometimes it's hard to see the battle because they're everything the way they set up, the way they did it. And technically, although it's big, everything is kind of within the same. It's kind of like a tube. It's a tube. You know, like here's him. Doomsday, and here's Superman, but it's not like occupying so much space like the problem that we have with the 1/6 Iron Studios, because it's so wide, because they're coming to in front of each other. So this is good. It was well planned, the whole concept, and they have done the same thing what they did with Wonder Woman versus Hydra. The whole concept, the whole idea is not to occupy as much space, and I think that's something that is really praiseworthy, for at least something that deserves some praise. Because for the most part, Prime 1 Studio always does this huge bases, and these are pieces that are well thought out when it comes about the bases, and include 2 characters, so that's good. It's a centerpiece. Definitely, it's going to be one piece that is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be the showstopper in your collection. Although, you know, Prime 1 does other showstoppers too. They have amazing Superman statues, but that is also very unique. And if you're looking for an action pose. Now, let me look at something. I just ordered the Prime 1 Batman versus Superman diorama from Sideshow. Oh, that is another great piece. Like I was mentioning right there, the Batman v Superman, or in my opinion, that is, let me go back to it here. that is a really nice piece, which, you know, like, I wish I can do the videos like I used to do, because I know it's easier to trace those videos for a lot of people. Thanos was victorious. It's easier for a lot of people to trace those videos back and look at my opinion, you know. But one thing I will tell to all of you, go through the live videos. Sometimes in the live videos also I discuss some of these things. On the description you can get the timestamps. That's when I get the chance to talk about a lot of things. That's the reason I timestamp everything now, because it allows me to be able to really you know, to organize, at least to have ideas. And I've been thinking also to kind of cut some of those videos, but that's more time consuming, and I really don't have the time. And you know, I wish if I had the time, I would just kind of separate into sections, and I have done that in the past a couple of times before. Make a little sections and of that video, live videos. I perhaps may do some of that stuff, but once I find the time. But let's see. I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, definitely. Right there. The different Superman Doomsdays right there. And right there. This is the Batman v Superman. I think this is an excellent piece. I love the detail that they added to this one. It's such a huge piece. And definitely this needs a lot of space. But they have done such an amazing job in bringing this piece to life. This is going to be another showstopper. This is another great piece. At the end of the day, I will tell you, if I had to pick one or the other, it's hard for me to pick. I think it depends on what is that you're looking for. Like this is definitely more a Batman. Batman is more victorious here. This is definitely a Batman piece more than anything else. The other one is more a Superman versus Doomsday. This is Batman v Superman, of course, but I feel that in this one, of course, Superman is bringing the pain to Superman. Batman is bringing the pain to Superman. So I love this one. And to be honest, I think both are awesome. This is awesome just in itself because the way he tells the story. But definitely this one is going to require more real estate because of the way, how wide it is. It's telling the whole story. Their full body composition here. And man, I love the light up feet. It's awesome. This is another awesome piece. I will tell you, Prime Studio blows my mind with this stuff. You know, like I have already pre-ordered stuff that, you know, like, and I already put it in a different scale. But if I was a person that was collecting 1/3 scale stuff, definitely this will be added to my collection for sure. This is another awesome piece, and no doubt about it. All right, let me look at some of the comments. I don't know. We are coming to the end of the video. If there's any last comments or any requests of any questions you may have, anything before we go, or something that you want to say about the stuff that we covered today, or anything I miss, let me know. Which is the time. We have a few more minutes before we call it a night. Nice pickup. Yeah, that's a home run. Like I will tell you, like, this is the only thing I would say right now. Prime 1 Studio is kind of slow. Things have been a bit slow lately. They've been doing all repaints and a lot of stuff like that. But when Prime 1 Studio gets to do the things that they get to do, nobody can compare to what Prime 1 Studio is doing right now. No one else can do. And I wish they were able to do some stuff in the smaller scale, 1/6, because that's where I am right now. But overall, you know, considering the art, the amazing stuff that they can produce, you know, they do the paint stuff right now, the little variations and variants, but once they get to produce and showcase new things, and of course I think we're gonna have the end of the year stuff. I think at the end of the year we have to have the last showcase. I think they're gonna have a last showcase this year, and looking forward to see what is it that they're gonna bring to the table. It seems like they've been kind of taking a backseat right now. I don't know how big this is going to be, but believe me, I believe next year is going to be amazing for Prime 1 Studio. I think that they're doing it. Right now, it's kind of slow with all the repaint stuff, but next year is going to be amazing. Once they celebrate the 10th anniversary, you're going to get hit with so much stuff that it's going to blow our minds. And I'm really looking forward to that showcase. All right. Again, we a few more minutes before we come to the end. And I'm gonna drink some water, and then I'm gonna just share my final thoughts. If you have anything to say, the time. And I have a couple bottles here. Get him some water because I still feel a little dry. My throat is still dry. All that, maybe phlegm and stuff like that from my sinuses. All right, coming to the end. Again, I want to say thank you very much for your support. Thank you for being part of this channel. Thank you for watching the videos. There are not many viewers, but the viewers are here, are interacting. I love your interaction. I love that you always come and ask questions. I love that you share your opinion. I love that you help me. I love that you give donations. I love that. Thank you very much. Everything that you do helps me to keep building this channel. Thank you. You know, and I try to keep these live videos. I wish I could do these videos more often. Again, follow me on my gaming channel. If you love live stuff, I do live streams there. Of course, I talk about games. I play video games. If you want to also follow me, if you're always interested in having something to watch or something just to look while you're doing something else at work or while traveling, and you want to just hear me doing stupid stuff or whatever, saying stupid stuff, or just playing or getting upset or just having fun gaming, just follow me on my gaming channel. In the description, this is the link. JP Sari Gaming. I've been doing a lot of live streams lately. I haven't done it, but I want to go back to it and start doing also game reviews at some point. But right now we're kind of like in that place where we're trying to set the time to do a lot of things. You know, trying to get to that place. Yes, Agent 37, thank you very much for your support. You know, I think the live videos allow me also to share a lot more stuff. You know, that's the thing. You know, if I produce videos, you know, there's tons of things that I would like to talk about. I know most of us, we're not gonna collect everything. Everything that I talk, I don't collect everything. But I like to talk about it because I like to see the art and the evolution of the art. I like to give space or a place for artists to share their work, you know, because ultimately, unfortunately, most people always concentrate on the main stuff, the main companies or the main characters, but it's also other stuff out there that is amazing. And sometimes I will tell you something that I learned over the years, that you may sometimes get jaded and tired of collecting the same thing, and sometimes you feel like, man, I need to try something new. I need to get, you know, I need to kind of change my life or change the way I'm doing things. I want to do something different because I feel like stuck doing the same thing. And I think sometimes, you know, it's trying new things, going to a new company, trying new things, getting excited for these things. There's so much stuff out there that, you know, it's exciting to appreciate the work people put into these things. And yes, the price is a problem. And yes, there are a lot of things that we have to worry about price-wise. But most importantly, I think there is a lot of stuff out there. And there's so much beauty in that stuff. And there's so much passion and love people pour into the stuff they work. And ultimately, behind all the products that we talk about, there's always people. People are always involved in these companies. People work. They put their heart out. They work so hard to produce something that they love. They're passionate about. And they deserve that. They deserve our appreciation. They deserve our you know, gratefulness. To be thankful for, you know, we have to be thankful for them. But also we have to support them as much as we can. Even if we don't buy this stuff, at least to showcase it, to appreciate it, and to, you know, and that's how things go viral. That's how people can get to know, because unfortunately a lot of people don't know this stuff and they miss this stuff because they don't know it's out there. So it's always good. And you know, with the pace that we have in this life, you know, sometimes we don't get the chance to look at all this stuff, you know, and I take the time sometimes just to go, and daily I'm looking at new stuff. I'm looking in social media, finding new things, and it's always exciting to see a new company, a new product, something that I never saw or expected coming out. And I want to share it with you. That's the reason I make these videos, because I get excited, you know, and I feel that you also get excited. You know, it's cool to talk about these things, you know, find the time to do it. But my friends, I want to say to you all, thank you very much again for the support. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Also, I wish you the best this weekend, and Labor Day weekend. If you celebrate Labor Day tomorrow, if you're not going to do anything, I wish you the best. To spend time with the family, with your friends. I don't know if you have plans. Definitely have plans here in the house. I'm going to be doing some things. Invite the family for barbecue, whatever. My daughter, my son-in-law is coming. My sister-in-law and my niece, perhaps my niece, my nephew. So we'll have some family. Maybe my mother-in-law, my father-in-law. Who knows? But in any case, we'll have some family over, and we'll try to just celebrate the time with the family. Maybe I do some live stream at some point tomorrow night, gaming live stream. I don't know. I will let you know. But I want to say to all of you, thank you very much. I wish you the best. Enjoy the time. If you have to work tomorrow, I wish also the best. Great week. Start is this week strong. You know, my prayers are with you. I hope that God blesses you and that you're blessed in everything you do. So my friends, have a great night, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.